Yarmolenko's in for Lanzini. Sean's coming on.
Oh, we're live. We are live on the show. Welcome back to Irons United.
Sorry about that.
It's fine. Don't worry. It's cool. Listen, welcome back to Irons United. We are live. We are doing a match day live. We're coming to you with something a little bit different. If you are watching, make sure you get your comments in below. Make sure you hit the like button, the thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. Today is going to be all about the team news, the live watch along, straight into review, all in one beautiful little video. So make sure you come in and have a bit of a laugh with ourselves. Still, there is news breaking all over social media.
Yeah, one change. Yep.
And it looks like
Lanzini's out, Yarmolenko's in.
Absolutely. Listen, what did I say to you last night, Stel? What did I say to you last night?
I told you that's what I wanted, but I said I wasn't really sure whether that's what he'd do. So I'm absolutely elated. Sorry, I'm copying the stream thing. So chat while I'm
that's fine. So we know there's we like we said to you last night, we've been given some of the team news information, and listen, we've told you the news anyway, but there's some news breaking around on social media, and it looks like that Yarmolenko will be taking the place of Lanzini tonight, or today at 6 o'clock this evening, which for me personally is definitely the right move, as long as he has played in a more forward role. Also, it looks like Sebastian Hilaire makes the bench, which is a positive move, and there's jokes already going around saying that finally the owners of West Ham have paid their bill to Frankfurt, therefore he is now on the bench and allowed to play.
So, I mean, you know, I love conspiracy theory. Can you actually hear me okay? Because I haven't got my headphones on.
Yeah, it's fine. It's much better with your earphones, but we can hear you, yeah.
I love conspiracy theories as much as everybody else does, but the reality is he was injured. You know, I mean, you know, I'd love to say that it was the board's fault for not paying the bill and not putting 50p in the gas meter. And stuff like that, but the reality was he was definitely injured, and there he is, and that's why he wasn't playing.
We're going to bring in a guest here. So it's Sean. Sean, thank you very much for joining us. How are you?
Yeah, good. I was double booked because I was on TalkSport, but it finished early. So do you like my new top? Arrived today.
Yeah, very nice.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah,
very
I like
nice.
it. Yeah. So, Sean, I mean, the news is breaking around all over social media that Yarmolenko is stepping in for Lanzini.
Oh, that's great news.
Fill us in, Sean.
You are the new indie in the notes, aren't you?
Yeah, the ITKs.
Look. I news to me, but yeah, it's welcomed. I'm a big fan of Yarmolenko. I know Nigel's not, but
it's all right, Sean. I've been educating him about him.
Yeah, and look, I think I was hoping he would get a chance, and he's got his chance. So I'm really delighted. I don't think Lanzini made a thing. In fact, this is exactly the team that the people chose. So we do on Claret and Hugh a people's vote, and 201 people. And guess what? They picked this exact team that David Moyes has picked. So he's obviously been on Claret and Hugh, looked what the people want, and chose his team accordingly. They wanted Yarmolenko to start last.
Why would you not do that if you're a Premier League manager? Exactly.
Why wouldn't you do that? What do 200 people know that you know more? So no, you look. You don't change it's been a great week with 4 points from 2 games, but yeah, it's the right move, and I do fancy a win tonight.
It is debatable. Whether or not they say that the team that started the last couple of games have got us the 4 points, or if it's the team that have ended the game have qualified for it. And you could sit here and debate that all day. But like you said, Sean, for me personally, it's definitely the right move. Lanzini has been lacking confidence, lacking the finesse that we see him usually with. And Yarmolenko has come off the bench 2 games in a row and showed us everything that we're looking for, as long as he plays in that relevant position.
Yeah. We hope we get the Lanzini of that as I keep on reminding Nigel, that when he scored 2 against breaking news. Oh, look. Yarmolenko starts. There you go. Well done, Al. Breaking news.
I think given the fixtures are coming up thick and fast now, and we've heard Moyes sort of complaining about the fixtures sort of being unfair to West Ham. This change is a good change. I think Yarmolenko, he probably won't finish the game, but starting the game I think is a really good sign. And I think I agree. I'm looking forward tonight to having a very attack-minded display.
Guess who else is on the bench?
Hilaire.
Yeah.
Yep. So again, there's these jokes going around. So to be fair, they're quite funny. We know that he was injured, but they're saying that finally the owners have paid the bill, so Sebastian Hilaire is allowed to sit on the bench today.
Of course. Do you know what all that was about? I don't know if you've read the stories I've written, but it literally was about a payment schedule. We paid 50% up front, which is the money we got from Marko Arnautovic, 22.5 million. The rest of it, and this is normal, 5-year deal spread over 5 years, £4.5 million a year, right? First instalment was due at the end of this season, the end of this season, which was due to be the 17th of May. So actually the season's been deferred to the 26th of July. So a misunderstanding. We thought we could pay the instalment on the 26th of July. Frankfurt were expecting it on the 17th of May.
Can I ask a question, Sean? Was that date schedule discussed with Frankfurt, or was it just an?
I don't know, because both parties are saying this is commercially confidential. So that information, by the way, I've just told you, was not from the club. It was from a third party agent. Okay. But I haven't read the contract. Look, did it say end of season? Did it say 17th of May? I don't know. Does it matter? It was a red bill, but I guess it's a red bill.
I get that, but I guess it's that sort of that detail that sometimes does matter in a contract, doesn't it? Because if there was an actual date put in there to say the 17th of May, then one can understand why there was all this speculation going on. But if you're right, you know what a contract like. A contract's a contract. If you have a particular
but a lot of people look. I know the club have said this is not a funding issue. Let's be honest, we're short of money. On the 1st of July, we got £30 million injected by the shareholders. You don't get £30 million injected by the shareholders, who, by the way, still own the same amount of shares or percentage of shares. Each share was 40 grand each, unless the club need money. So, was it in their interest to pay in July rather than May? Of course it was. Are West Ham the only club to try and defer payments? Of course they're not. But it's always West Ham that get reported to FIFA, and the Times run it as a main story when probably lots of clubs have done this.
But the reality really is Hilaire was injured, and that was really the only issue here.
He had 2 different injuries. He had a groin strain, a slight groin strain, I've been told, slight groin strain and a hip injury, and the two things sort of stepped over each other. So he first got a groin strain. He was due to come back. And he suffered a hip injury, both small. He's been training for 5 days. As you know, he had a fitness test last night. He jumped on the coach for the overnight stay in the hotel, which they did. And he's about to be named in the bench in about 3 minutes. So there you go.
Well, let's hope that's true, because that's what we've already said on the show.
Listen, it's putting Yarmolenko in that position is a good move. It's showing that Moyes is willing to make changes, to adapt to the. It's definitely the right move. I'm not going to be sitting here and slating Lanzini left, right, and centre. I think he just needs to be dropped or rested, whatever you want to call it, because he wasn't showing the confidence, etc. And I'm glad he's not made a huge amount of other changes to the team, because when Yarmolenko does come on, he definitely does. He opens up more space up top. He gives the support that we are looking for. Again, what I don't want to see, and something that I think we've saw before in the past, is Moyes starts to bark orders and tell Yarmolenko to sit back a little bit further. The only difference I'll say to you is when Yarmolenko came on last week, Souček started to progress really forward, and kind of him and Souček and Yarmolenko worked really well together. So when one went forward, one dropped back. When the other one went forward, the other one dropped back. And listen, this is what we can call for tonight. How important is tonight's game? I mean, I know every game is important, but how important is it?
I'll take a draw.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as we keep on playing.
Would you not want more than that, Sean? I think we're playing at home. Burnley have got a massive problem with their squad at the moment. I think they've drafted.
Isn't Woods playing though? Isn't Woods playing?
He is, and he's a bit of a nemesis for us. He
is. So look, I'll take a draw, and the same way I would have taken a draw against Newcastle before. I'd love a win, but I'll take a draw. Onwards and upwards. I absolutely want to win against Norwich on Saturday, and that's the main one. And then we're basically safe.
They've drafted in those seven academy squad players in order to bolster their squad. They drafted in another 3 yesterday, on top of they drafted in order because apparently Dyche has not been able to name 9 substitutes in any of the games. He's been naming less, and so they.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they got special dispensation in order to draft in more players. So they are suffering from injuries. They've let 4 players go because their contracts ended at the end of June, and with their injury issues as well. So that's why I'm thinking more about that tonight should be tonight we should be looking to win tonight. And I think out from the team that Moyes has put out, it's very attack minded. So I think it's going to be. I'm looking for a win tonight.
And just to let you know that has 100% been confirmed. The team you see rolling along the ticker at the bottom is the confirmed lineup.
Oh, well done.
Well done. And obviously we have Hilaire on the bench.
There was the new ITK, obviously.
It was just a great guess there, Sean.
Even his faux pas at the beginning, live on air, he's at an ITK.
He literally didn't even know we were on live. He was like,
I didn't know we were live.
Yeah, I know. Right, let's have a look at. I'm just looking at Burnley.
Yeah, well, let's have a talk about Burnley. Let's get their team up.
Good.
And
Woods is not starting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's go through their team news. So they have. Yeah, is he? Oh, he's on the bench. So we've got Pope,
he's on
Taylor,
the bench, yeah.
Tarkowski, Long, Bardsley, McNeil, Brownhill, Westwood, Peters, Vidra, and Rodriguez. But we talked about Vidra and Rodriguez. I mean, there is goals in their team, but I think we said last night, still 13 clean sheets this season.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge. And you know what? Something else, they're only 6 points away from Wolves. And you know what Wolves plaudits people have been given to Wolves this year. So, listen, a lot of credit where credit's due. Sean Dyche is working a couple of miracles over there in Burnley. What's our thoughts on them? Can't see that.
Well, it's Hilaire's on the bench because they've got someone suggested last night in comments that they've got nothing to play for, but ironically they do have something to play for. They can still kind of just make it into Europe. Yeah. So they do have a lot to play for. So it won't be a rubber duck for them tonight. It will be an important game, and they've actually done well. We were talking about them in the preview yesterday. They've done incredibly well since returning from lockdown. So they're going to fancy their chances, despite being depleted in terms of their squad numbers. They're going to go for it, aren't they? They must know that we're vulnerable at the back. And they must also know that we haven't been fantastic, apart from recently. We haven't been that fantastic going forward. So they've got all to play for, haven't they?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the Burnley team up in the...
Oh, you're doing that? I was about to do that. But
I'm getting it now. Yeah, if you just carry on, I'll get them up for you.
Hilaire on the bench. As I said, conspiracy theory people in your tinfoil hats. Right? He was injured.
I mean, when you look at the bench, we've got, we do have, or we should, on paper, have some match changes there. There's the likes of Lanzini, Wiltshire, Hilaire. There's several players.
Why does, if you're a Jetty though, why do you think what's the point of me being on the bench? I'll never get chosen.
Making up the numbers, mate.
I know that, but isn't it sad that your main striker goes missing, you don't even get a minute on the pitch? What does that tell you?
It tells us that he's on his way at the end of the season, really. Well, as I think there's quite a few players that will be on their way at the end of the season, but we've promised that we're going to do, when the season ends, we're going to do a special show, which we'd love you to come on, by the way, and have your say. We're going to do a special show on speculating who we believe will stay and who will go. And we were talking about maybe having two different lists. If we were to go down, who would go, and if we were to stay up, who would go. But ironically,
we're staying up now, though. Come on.
I think we are. But
we're ironically, go on, say it. Go on, say it, Stel.
We are staying up. But ironically, I think the two lists won't be too different. I think there will be a certain number of players, which doesn't take a lot of guesswork to work out who they might be. I think there'll be a certain number of players that will be shown the door at the end of the season. That's for the future. We're focused on tonight, and that's their team. Which Rodriguez is a player that we have to look out for. They've got a hard working team, haven't they, Sean? They kind of, they're very well driven.
I like Sean Dyche, and he's having a fallout with the board, as you probably know.
So we've heard, yeah, that's correct.
Great mates with Miss Brady. She's a big admirer of his. Yeah,
Dyche is he?
Yeah, great mates.
Oh, here we go. The conspiracies come out.
And she's written many a Sun column about Dyche and how she admires him. But do you know why? Because he does things on a small budget. But do you know what? He's not happy with the board at Burnley, and over their lack of commitment of how much he's got to spend. What could possibly go wrong if he came to West Ham?
So fill us in on this then. I mean, I know you've written it quite a few times that regardless of whatever happens, Moyes is with us for next season, whether we stay up or not. If Dyche, I mean, they kind of did it with Pellegrini, didn't they? And they let Moyes down. With Dyche, let's play devil's advocate. He, at the end of the season, he turns around and says, "That's it for me. Thank you, Burnley. I've had a great time. I'm on my bike." And given what you've just said about him being good friends with the Dame, any remote possibility that he'd be brought to West Ham and Moyes again?
I think unlikely, and unlikely that he'll be given a season. I think they're honourable people. If Dyche was available, that I think maybe the following season. But no, I don't see him changing their mind, to be honest.
Right. Okay. So we can kind of.
Sorry, I was a bit distracted because, as you know, we're approaching game time, and my WhatsApp and everything are going mad because people are sending me messages and people are asking me questions and everything, and so it's slightly distracting.
It's understandable, you're a top West Ham celebrity. We kind of respect
I don't know about that.
We respect the fact that you've given us a good 5 minutes straight after
of concentration before I just wander off and lose concentration.
What's your prediction for tonight, Sean?
Well, you listen to the podcast, so you'll know what my prediction is every week, which is 1-0, which is why I'm ahead of Super 6. So I'll go for 1-0 against Burnley tonight. So
you really think we're going to keep a clean sheet?
Do you know what? We haven't kept a clean sheet for I forget how many games, but wouldn't it be nice if there's a chance to keep a clean sheet tonight?
It's about time. It is about time.
Yeah, I'm 100% agreement with you on that. I think it would stand us in good stead to have one or two clean sheets before the end of the season. I think that will give us a lot of confidence.
It would probably give that back line the confidence that they need, because we know we leak goals. We know we do, and I'm all about consistency in team selection. So, we're still conceding goals, although we're getting a consistent team selection at the back, and that's what we need. So if we get that, as long as Augie and Diop and Crit, as long as we're scoring goals more than what's getting conceded, I'll happily just keep going the way that the season is going. But we do, like you said, we do need to get a couple of clean sheets under our belt, because that will give that back line the confidence, especially when West Ham are pushing forward, progressing forward, and potentially getting goals, which is hopefully what we're doing. But it's typical West Ham. Are we going to get complacent because we've seen something? We've seen Yarmolenko come on the off the bench to start tonight. We've seen Hilaire on the bench. Are we falling under this false pretense that on paper we should beat Burnley, and then Burnley are not playing?
3-0. We get beaten 3-0 tonight.
so Chris Wood's not playing, and West Ham are going to turn up, and we're going to get the points, and then bang.
We're being realistic, because we've been damaged too many times by West Ham by being far too optimistic. And I think that team, it's going to be interesting to see where Bowen and Yarmolenko play, because there's been this argument, and I've even read your column there, Sean, about Bowen not holding, being played out of position. And I agree with you. I think Bowen should stay where he is, because he's very creative there. He's created assisted 4 goals, etc. And I actually want to see Yarmolenko. I'm guessing Yarmolenko is going to play just off Antonio, or vice versa, or 2 up front. Looks like a 4-4-2, doesn't it, with Yarmolenko and Antonio? And that has got to be.
We predict that Bowen will be in the hole behind Antonio.
Oh, there you go. Got that completely wrong, didn't I?
But I think what you do see with West Ham is what we set out to start with can change quite quickly. When you saw the first game back in our return with Fornals and Lanzini, and very quickly they swapped positions, I think within 5 minutes, and we're starting to see that again with Souček. I mean, he is progressing forward quite a lot, but listen, we've talked a lot in the preview as well about the 2 signings that came in, Souček and Bowen. I mean, Sean, you haven't been on for a while, but how important have they been for West Ham?
Yeah, Souček has been incredible, and what a loan deal, and we have to stay up just to keep him. And despite the big fee we paid for a Championship striker, well, not a striker even, a winger in Bowen, what a tremendous contribution he's made as well. But that, let's not just focus on those 2, because I think Yarmolenko and Antonio have had a lot to play in this as well. But yeah, I mean, those 2 signings have been vital, and more of that to come. I can't wait to see them to play a full season next year. I think we the best is yet to come from those 2.
I'm in total agreement with you. We've said a couple of times over the past few weeks, and also in the preview last night, Souček is the type of player that we've been waiting for years. The last player of any semblance to him was Chiati, but you can see Souček is a step above.
I'll tell you one other person who needs to play for us next season. Diagana just scored again. 11 minutes. He just scored for West Brom against Derby. Did you see his goal against who was it? Wasn't Wigan, was it? Who did he play last week when he came on?
Catch up with the Championship result.
He came on as a 75th minute substitute, and within 4 minutes he'd scored.
Sheffield Wednesday,
but no. Was it Sheffield? No, it wasn't Sheffield Wednesday. And not only that, but he danced around. He made fun of the dummied and made fun of the defence as well. But came on as a super sub, and look, he's been rewarded with a start again. Was it Hull City?
Hull City, yeah.
That's it. Hull City. You see the clip of him just dancing around and making the defence look stupid. And what a sublime goal he scored 4 minutes after coming on. He's just scored again on 11 minutes.
But there's a difference.
He needs to be back in the team.
There's a difference between a player, a youth player, who was given some game time at West Ham, but not consistently. So in and out of the squad, in and out of the team. Yes, okay, albeit he's dropped down to the Championship, but he's playing at the highest end of the Championship.
Yeah.
but he's been given game time. That just breeds confidence in a youth player.
He does.
If they've got the ability, if they've got the strength, if they've got all that, that's all they're going to do is breed ability, and they're going to show it. And yeah, I do think he's the sort of player that could come back to West Ham and really, really challenge.
Even Hugo, or even, and you'll laugh at me, I think Hugo's had a great season with the Rangers as well.
Well, that's his highest goal scoring season.
15th goal.
He's found his level. He's found his level.
Don't say that. Give him a chance, right? He might be scared of bubbles. But did you see the goal he scored last week for the winner? He chipped the goalkeeper and did his hamstring at the same time.
I was going to say, I think he's picked up an injury. Listen, what we've got another guest coming in. So, Seth, you've seen the team selection. What's your thoughts? Yarmolenko in? I mean, I think you're going to be a happy man.
Seth is struggling with his link, mate.
Is he?
Yeah, absolutely buzzing with it, to be honest. It's a team
he ain't coming on.
He's there. Yeah, he's there.
No, I'm here.
I can't see him.
Yeah, I can hear you, Seth. Keep going.
Yeah, but anyway, it's a team that it's needed to be that team. It had to be. Moyes actually got it right for once.
Yeah.
absolutely got it right for once. That Lanzini, he needed to be dropped. Noble.
Can you hear him? Because I can't.
Yep, Seth, everyone can hear.
We can hear him. It's just you.
It's just
quiet.
So stop talking, Stel.
I'll be back.
Right, go for it, Seth. Tell me what Lanzini's been dropped, of course, and now we've got Yarmolenko in the squad. And it's a good move by Moyes.
Yeah, it's absolutely good move. I think that, and I'm seeing Burnley's team lineup as well. At first, I was saying we could go for a draw, but do you know what? Seeing their team, we could nick it. To be honest,
do you think that's the West Ham head of looking at the team selection and getting carried away? Seth, that's talking right now.
No, because if you look at me, usually I've been so pessimistic. I've been so negative, to be honest. And for once, I've actually looked at it and think, you know what, we could actually. I'm saying could nick it. I'm not going to be like, oh, we're going to nick it. We're going to do it. But you never know. You never know. We could scrape a 2-1, but you never know. So
yeah,
that's my fault, to be honest.
There's the current league setup just now. So obviously West Ham are joint with Watford, but Watford have got a game in hand. And then you've got Villa, Bournemouth, who have got joint 27 points, but goal difference plays, a key element here. Is a loss disastrous tonight?
It won't be. I wouldn't say disaster. It won't be ideal to lose. I don't really want to lose to Burnley again.
Yeah.
So after the last game we had against them, but yeah.
But this man, Chris Wood, he's not starting tonight. He is on the bench.
Thank goodness.
But we can't count our chickens yet because he's still there. We know what he is capable of.
I know. So you know what's going to happen? They get a corner and Chris Wood's going to score a header. You just know it. It always happens against us. So what's he got, 7 in 5 against us, I believe?
Yeah, no, I think he scored in the last 5 games. But listen, we know you've got a really good knowledge of the Premier League. What's your thoughts on Burnley's lineup? And I've put it up there for you to have a look at.
Yeah, they're struggling with injury at the moment. Let's be honest. But I think it's not a bad lineup, but I think it's something that we could. That's why I said we could nick it. So I don't think it's a team that's actually is going to trouble us, to be honest. The only place that I'll play is going to trouble us is probably Dwight McNeil. Maybe Jay Rodriguez. Other than that, I don't see as much threat. Vidra, he hasn't really done much for me, to be honest. Obviously, they've got Tarkowski as well. He's a bit of a beast, and Nick Pope as well, who loves a clean sheet. But looking at Burnley squad, I don't see much trouble, to be honest with you. But obviously with West Ham, you never know what's with us. Yeah.
Seth, I think there's some people in there that are struggling to hear you just now. So, are you okay to jump out and we'll get you back in at halftime?
Yeah.
Good man.
So, all right, I'll go.
All right, cheers for that, mate. Take care.
Yeah, nice one. All right.
Get you back in, Seth. Sorry, Stel. So, yeah, we just had a bit of an insight there. Seth's got a great knowledge of the Premier League. So, he's saying a couple of the players to really keep out for. I think we discussed them last night. Was Dwight McNeil, the young boy from Burnley. He's clever. He's got a lot of assists under his belt. And then Tarkowski, he's a bit of a beast, he described him as. So, but, listen, let's just talk about West Ham. I mean, I am a little bit excited now that we've seen it. We've seen a decision made that the fans want. Sean, you've predicted a West Ham win 1-0. How do you think Moyes will set up then?
Oh, don't ask me. I'm terrible at formations because I always get it wrong. I read you what West Ham Way put out. So yeah, just I'll pass on because I always get it wrong.
Yep. Still,
well, I got it wrong because I thought Bowen was going to stay out on the left and Yarmolenko would play alongside Antonio, but it seems the other way round. So Yarmolenko's out on the left and Bowen is playing just behind Antonio. What I think will happen is, and I think the beauty of what Moyes has got with both Yarmolenko and Bowen is that they can interchange, which I think is a good thing. So if it's kind of not going so well, or if Yarmolenko needs a rest from having to keep trotting back to support Fredericks, then Bowen can take that slot and they can sort of interchange between the two.
That's where Fornals plays his piece as well. He can sit in behind, and that's where he sat a lot over the last couple of games. And in theory, what I do want is Yarmolenko to play that supportive role, but cut inside. There's no point, in my opinion, there's no real point in putting Yarmolenko through the middle because
you say there's no point, but he has played that position before, so it makes sense for both, to be honest with you. So let's see what Bowen does just off the front man. But with Fornals, he'll do that, but he'll do that over on the left. So you've got. I think it's a really good move for Moyes. I think he's finally begun to shuffle the pack. He's beginning to play other players. I think we're going to see a couple of other players coming on tonight. I reckon Hilaire will get a run out. I'm pretty certain of that. I reckon Wiltshire will probably get another run out, maybe over rather than Lanzini.
But hang on, if Hilaire comes on still, then there's conspiracy theory people be wrong to say he's played 29 games, and if he plays 30, we'll have to pay £1 billion if he plays a 30th
John,
game.
can you do that again, please? I quite like that.
£1 billion.
Well, Sean, you've been in this game a lot longer than we have, and you know what the conspiracy theories are like. People won't care, even if you tell them until you're blue in the face that something is a particular way that they want to believe. I think people thrive on that, don't they? They thrive on
the as to say, West Ham paid up an hour before the game so Hilaire could play. Bullshit.
It's good banter, though. It's good banter.
It's good banter.
It's like, look, there's one thing that it's like the moon landings, and I say to my daughter who's 17, who doesn't believe that the Americans landed on the moon, I go, do you know how many people must have been involved in that deception? The Americans can't keep anything secret. Do you think West Ham can keep a secret like that? So David Moyes has been saying, Hilaire's injured. You don't think there's someone in West Ham, either in a player, a scout, a physio, a tea lady, the person who irons on the numbers is going to go, that's rubbish.
Yeah.
But no one's come out and denied it. It's just the silly brigade on Twitter.
We've kind of done this to ourselves as a club, haven't we? Because, as you've just rightly said, we can't keep secrets. We're not a team. We're not a club that is renowned for keeping its secrets. And have we not sort of done this to ourselves where the fans have almost been, probably over the last 10 years or so, the fans have become accustomed to leaks coming out. They become accustomed to the conspiracy theories, the buyouts, the player not playing because we haven't paid a bill, players not playing because they are injured when they haven't been, and stuff like that. We've almost done it to ourselves, haven't we? We've almost sort of created this environment, or whether the club has or
or whether all
I've helped as well. I'm the breaker of secrets.
Well, I was just about to say, or whether all these in the nose are also sort of
bloody in the nose. Well,
but also quite kind of guilty of this, because there's such a hunger. But that's the society we live in. There's such a hunger for information, and it's got to be now, that we've all, we want to believe the conspiracies. We want to keep that wheel churning, don't we? And we'll almost believe anything in order to keep it churning over. But like I say, you've been in the game a lot longer than we have. You know how the game is played off the pitch.
Listen, we do have another guest coming on. Luke, welcome back. Hope you're well, my man. What's your thoughts on the team news?
I think it's good. I think it's Yarmolenko needed to start. I think he's made a few sub appearances and he's got a goal. He looks hungry as well. That's the thing. When you come off the bench, you want to look hungry, like you're up for it. And West Ham need that at the moment. He was unlucky against the Newcastle not to get a goal. I don't know. It'd be interesting because Burnley's a different kettle of fish. Burnley's, like you guys were saying in the preview, they're very much hard to beat. They like to go against skillful players, and he's got a lot of skill about him. And if he kicks cuts in his left and hits it with his left foot, he's definitely got a chance to score. But I think generally Lanzini needs to be rested as well. So in that way, I think it's a good team to be fair. It's pretty much unchanged, but the Yarmolenko's inclusion is decent for me.
Yeah, good. Someone got the YouTube channel on live in the background because I can hear Luke repeating himself.
It's the only way I can hear Luke.
All right, can you not hear Luke either?
No.
Oh, there's something not right with yours tonight still.
Oh, don't get me started.
Guys, I love you lots, but I've got some...
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Right, sorry, Sean, what are you saying, Sean? Are you leaving us?
I've got some other appointments that I need to... I won't get this from Nigel, but come on, you
Sean,
cheers for joining us.
Coming on. Appreciate it.
Take care, mate.
Sorry, Luke, what was that?
Is this something I said?
No, he's not saying he's dead.
Right, guys, that's us for tonight now.
Cheers, Sean.
Thanks, Sean. Take care, mate. Look, I mean, it is a good move. It is a positive move from Moyes. I mean, does it give you... I don't know what camp you're in when it comes to Moyes. Where's your head at when it comes to him?
Well, the funny thing is, I've been listening to, ironically, Sean's podcast lately with Nigel Collins, and he's been making good points about Moyes, saying that, he's been given dealt a difficult hand the last 2 times he's taken the reins. And I think we're playing good football under him. For me, we're starting to turn the corner. We're starting to play like we did before the break happened. I think he deserves, if he keeps this up, which is looking likely at the moment, he deserves a chance to probably take the reins next season and see how he gets on there. But I think he's using a lot of common sense at the moment. I'd like to see him maybe play a few more youth players, maybe put Silver in at some point. But like he said the other day, we're not in a position where we can experiment. That's the time for maybe pre-season or something like that. But at the moment, we've got to just get points on the board. And 4 points in 2 games, when we've looked pretty healthy, to be fair, we look like we can win both games easily. But we didn't take our chances and we conceded too early and what have you. But I think he's the owners are never going to put money into their pockets to get a really good top European manager. So if we're going to get people like David Moyes and Sean Dyche, and then just give him a chance. And I think in the moment, the way things are at the club at the moment, he's doing the best he can, and I think he's doing a good job so far. So I think the team was put out today. Yarmolenko with that celebration when he scored against Chelsea, whether that was saying "pick me," I don't know. Now,
there was a little bit of an element of that, wasn't there? There was like,
I don't know what that was all about. Look, like Nigel said in the past, we don't get to see these players every day on the training field, what their attitudes are like. So maybe he was a bit attitudish, maybe something completely unrelated to that. I don't know, but he's got his chance now, so he can't moan, and I'm hoping he scores some goals as well.
Listen, there's comments coming in here, and I know still you're replying to them. I'm just trying to find the one about how many points do we gentlemen think we need in order to be safe? And I know still you replied saying it seems to be about 36, but I mean there is chat saying it could even be less. I mean tonight look, let's just say, yeah, tonight, look, if I said to you West Ham were to win this game, get the 3 points, I mean, do you think that's enough? I mean, there's some people saying the Chelsea victory was the one that really has potentially done the job. I mean, I'm going to put the league up for you just now. So that would take us to 34 points with 4 games to play. And that would take us 7 points from safety.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, I was kind of worried after the Chelsea game because I thought it might mean that Moyes takes his foot off the gas and goes, right, we got the points we didn't think we were going to get. So now we can just relax a little bit and let the course take its way. But I think with the way we play against Newcastle shows that we're not really just lying down and going, okay, we've got no points. The other teams aren't winning either, so we're a bit more safe. West Ham seem to be going, no, we're going to get as many points as we can, which is refreshing for a West Ham team to not just go, okay, this is Newcastle. They're not Chelsea. We'll just go and take whatever we can. I think the proof will be tonight because it does look like those teams below us are doomed. And if we can take on a Burnley team who are kind of our bogey team, we need to go. If we're gonna try and win the game and get the points, we need to look like we want to get them as well, not just get them through lucky goal or whatever. But I think it's going to be interesting to see how we go. But the way the team are going, it's amazing what a win can do. Because prior to the Chelsea game, everything was doom and gloom, and all the comments were, "Oh, sack Moyes," and the players don't want it and stuff like that.
It was all doom and gloom, and we weren't even bloody playing a game. Do you know what I mean? But listen, I mean, other news.
It's just a lot of West Ham fan.
Rice starts the game again, 3rd game in a row where he's captaining the club. Is that having an impact? Is without trying to sound like I'm a Noble basher, because I'm not. Is that having a positive impact on West Ham's midfield with Noble sitting on the bench and giving Rice that freedom to do what he needs to do?
It is. I think you can see against Chelsea that our midfield had a lot of pace on the counter-attack, which, no disrespect to Noble, he just wouldn't be able to bring, I don't think, unless he was able to ping passes here, there and everywhere. But I was a little bit surprised that Rice handed over the armband as soon as Noble come in, or Noble requested the armband as soon as he come on in the Newcastle game. It's a little bit surprising. I thought Noble would have just gone, no, you have it. So maybe there is something still around the club that when Noble plays, everyone knows that Noble's captain. Maybe still got a stronghold, but Rice. My thing, and I've said this in a few other videos as well, that enjoy Rice while we have him. Because I can't be sure that he's going to stay in the summer. Chelsea are spending money like there's no tomorrow, and they've still got loads to spend as well, and the window's going to be open or whatever. But maybe not this window, but we've got to start achieving. But genuinely, Rice is obviously having a positive effect. I think you can see that the players react well to him. But he's been like that since I think he got started at West Ham. He just seems to have this captain aura about him, like he's the general unit. And when you're performing every single game like he does, the players go, well, he's performing, let's listen to him. So, I think it's a good thing, and hopefully he does. And no respect to Noble, but maybe Noble can take a step back now. He doesn't he's not used to doing that, is he? So,
I mean, Stel, you've seen this comment here, different pace in midfield when Rice gets to run the team as captain. It's a valid point. It is that, one of the biggest things I've said for a long time is, and I think all fans are saying, we're very static when we are on the counter-attack.
Yeah, and we've not been saying this just for this season. We've been saying this for quite a number of seasons, and it's not Noble's fault that he's getting older. It's just the way it is. It's the way that when players age, they get slower. It's just a natural thing, and I think even Noble has come out earlier in the season and said, you can't keep relying on me. So even the player himself has acknowledged the fact that he cannot be relied upon for a whole season. And giving Declan Rice, it's a very shrewd and interesting move that Moyes has made, that giving Declan Rice a taste of the captaincy, and especially doing it for the first time against Chelsea, to remind them, by the way, he's our player. I think was a very, very shrewd move, and I think that's going to give Declan Rice the taste. And I think Rice will stay on next season, but I think it will then depend whether he stays on any beyond that. Is really all about what happens next season. And I know we need to finish this season off first, but I think we're if we win another game or two, we're kind of there, aren't we? Another couple of games and we're there, and then we can start looking forward to next season, and then we need to start looking forward to what David Moyes is going to do. And if we had a taste of when he first came in, when he bought Hugill, and everyone was up in arms. But look what he's brought in this season. He wasn't my choice of manager, but you've got to admit that bringing in Souček and Bowen have been inspired. So if he starts buying more players like that to play alongside, build a team around Rice, with the likes of Bowen, Souček, and a few other, Diangana will be back, a few other young, hungry players. Who's to say that we might not be pretty successful next season? And Declan might turn around and go, you know what? I'm staying. I'm not moving for love nor money. I'm captain of the team. I'm loved by the fans. There's a really good young squad around here. We've done really well as in next season. I'll stay and see what happens. So it's down to what Moyes can do next season. I can see, people saying Moyes is a terrible manager. And I've been honest with you. I've been critical of him. But if he can do something with it, he talks about making history. And all right, let's see. Let's give him a season and see what he can do.
Yeah.
Let's not forget he's not my favourite, but he was a good manager when he was at Everton, and he did wonders there. So
Look, there's a lot of chat going around about this man, Jarrod Bowen. I mean, has he transformed West Ham's attack completely? I mean, how have you rated him so far since he's joined the club?
I've rated him really well. He's a workhorse, but he's just got technique to go along with that. When you see him on the right, he's always looking to attack and push forward, which is with some players we've had over the years. I'm not going to dig him out, but Anderson, you see Anderson sometimes go up to take a player on and then think better of it, but he just doesn't seem to care about that. He'll go around you. And I know I'm not going to say he's like Messi, but he does have those tentative qualities, a low centre of gravity, and going past players, not showing no fear. But he's worked hard to get back as well, and that's something West Ham was saying. I think someone was saying earlier on, our right hand side works a lot better than our left hand side because Fredericks always has Bowen to help him out, and Creswell sometimes gets left in no man's land because there's no one on the left to help him out. But I think he's great for 20 million. I wanted him years ago when we finally got him.
Yeah, I remember you talking about him actually. I'm sure you actually did a video once on a player you wanted, and was it? I'm sure you mentioned Bowen, and someone else mentioned Moy from Huddersfield at the time.
I probably did, to be fair. Yeah, both of them, and luckily he heard me on one of them and thought, yeah, I'll go and get him for 20 million. So
But yeah, it really has kind of, I suppose the one biggest, apart from the fact he does attack and he's got a few assists under his belt, he really is supporting Creswell. He really is, and he really has been, and he's tracking back. And I talk a lot about having these kind of luxurious players that I don't want to track back, but Bowen's that sort of player that it works. His work rate's up there. Some people are comparing him work rate to the Snodgrass work rate. So maybe that's why we're not kind of, we'll always miss Snoddy's 100%. Give it all or nothing, but at the end of the day, when you've got a player like Bowen who's turning up and giving us equal amounts of effort, then that's going to give us the.
I think what's good about him is that he can play on the left hand side as well. Because if you look at Yarmolenko or Snodgrass, there's only really Antonio. You can play either wing or up front. But with Bowen, you've got another one guy who's a lot younger, a lot more energy per se than Yarmolenko and whatever. But when you go with them two, Snodgrass and Yarmolenko, you only think of him as a right-hand sided midfielder cutting in. With Bowen, he can play pretty much anywhere. And it's just, a lot of us say the owners need to spend money, but this is what you call a scouting network, where you can get players, you can do more than just one position. So maybe Moyes has discovered a secret room in the club where you actually go, oh, well, this scout, we've got a scouting system we never use here, and he's finally taken advantage of that and being allowed some money, and we're reaping the benefits of it. And if we stay up, which is looking more likely, I can't say until we're actually mathematically safe, but when we're actually safe, I'm looking forward to what he can do in the summer window, bring small players in. On that note, lads, I'm going to leave you.
Cheers, no worries, mate. And if you're around at half time, just pop on.
I might know my battery's low and I can't find my charger.
No worries, fine. Cheers for that, mate. Take it easy.
See you later. No worries.
Bye.
See you later.
Still, we've got 20 minutes to kick off. It's going to be an interesting one because I'm going to be streaming live from my mobile phone, which is going to be a bit of a nightmare.
Mate, I've told you what you need to do. Have you got a laptop? Have you got a spare laptop or an iPad or something?
Yeah, spare iPads, yeah.
Right. Well, then log into BT Sport from that and you'll be fine.
No, I've got BT on my. I've got BT. That's what I mean. I've got it on my phone.
Yeah, but on your phone is going to be awful.
Oh no, I don't mind. I don't mind doing it because I can set it right here. This is the first time I'll be watching it on a small screen. You are watching our match day live. This is a new. Well, it's not really a new idea. We're just going to you live throughout the whole team news announcement, straight through to the game, straight through to the review. I mean, myself and Stella are not even eating dinner. But I'm starving, and my wife has just texted me saying, "Do you want to come down for your dinner?" And I'm like, "Hold on a second. Let's just wait and see what we can do."
Should we just leave it blank and play some music in the background? Go and eat and come back. See how many people are left.
Listen, get your comments in. Let us know. I mean, listen. Let's go through some of the comments. Why not?
Yeah, let's. That's a really good idea because I'm frantically trying to log into my BT Sport.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. So, Bernie, hello. Hope you're well, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're a regular of the show. Let us know if you are and you watch a lot, and give us some feedback. Why not? Gary, I think I've recognised you quite a few times, so hope you're well, my friend. I know you don't want Noble to start, and I think a lot of fans don't want Noble to start. But I think the difference between saying you don't want Noble to start and being a hater, I'm not saying you're a hater, but there's a lot of Noble bashers out there that do him an injustice. I think he still has something to offer to West Ham anyway. Our good friend Neil from Down Under, 1:20 a.m. on Thursday morning. You're a legend, mate. You are. And listen, mate, I know you go into all the other channels and follow them. And I love that dedication to watching these sort of things. And listen, again, to let you all know, the purpose of us doing this is to bring West Ham to you guys that maybe don't get it so close as well. It's not just about having the people so local. If you're further afield and you get to speak to a group of people, I mean, you can hear from my accent. I live up in Scotland. Still is a
Kilmarnock fan.
Still's a Chelsea fan. Happy Hiker Pack, Neil. Do you ever sleep? I really don't think he does, but I'm sure he said he's not a great sleeper anyway before in the past. Del Creedon over land and sea. Absolutely, mate. Let's see what's here. Please don't let Noble take the armband off deck. I take it Gary's referencing maybe the substitution when Noble probably will come on the park, and then he does take it. I don't mind that. I suppose he is club captain at the end of the day. And right now, I think it's the right decision that he's not playing. Metal in both legs. Oi, oi. Cheers, Alf. Yeah, Alf was on for a very short and sweet time, giving you the breaking news that Yarmolenko replaces Lanzini today. And great news. Get your comments in below regarding that. As long as Yarmolenko plays in a much more forward position and doesn't get left isolated. Isaac, good morning. He's saying good morning still, Anton and Slipper.
Hello, mate. Good morning to you as well.
Don't know what that one is. 3-1 West Ham win today, boys. Come on, you Irons. Listen, I'll take that right now. It would be fantastic. More important for West Ham than Burnley. I think that was maybe referencing something we were talking about earlier on. Gary Page, who will use all 5 subs, need to keep it fresh. I would absolutely use all 5 subs if he needs to use 5 subs. So if West Ham are reasonably comfortable moving into the second half, then absolutely more a no-brainer. But I think the reason he couldn't use the 5 subs in the last game was because he made an early substitution and brought Noble on. And by bringing Noble on, it kind of forced his hand, not really being able to take any other player off who was performing well. So I can see that happening. Again, it depends on the first substitution that he makes. Isaac saying hi to Alf there. Ian Proctor, win today, and the gap between us and Bournemouth Villa will be 7 points plus much better goal difference. That should be more than enough to keep us up. Yeah, 7 points, 4 games to go. I mean, things have happened. That would be the West Ham way, but yeah, it has happened before. But yeah, I would absolutely. I mean, still a victory tonight could take a little bit of the pressure off West Ham. Absolutely.
Well, I think we need to be reminded that the pressure is actually still on.
Yeah.
Because as much it's been fantastic getting the 4 points. Who was it that won yesterday? Watford. The Watford win yesterday kind of ensures that we're still in that bottom area, and we haven't pulled away enough as what we'd have liked. So to get another 3 points or over the next 2 games to get another 4 points over the next 2 games would be fantastic, because that would be the cushion that we need, I think. And so I think someone asked earlier, would it be the end of the world if we don't win tonight? No, it wouldn't be. There you go. Loss is no disaster. But what we've got to do is we've got to be careful with Norwich, because everyone's saying, well, they're down, they're done and dusted. But whether they're down or not, they're still playing, and they've only got to snatch 3 points here or there. And
really matter. Sometimes, though, still, some of those teams that are potentially relegated do become extremely more dangerous because they play with no pressure.
Because they play with no pressure,
Players in their squad that are, vying to be starters for next season in the Championship, and players that haven't played before. So if they get given that chance, they're completely a dangerous side. So I don't walk into that game whatsoever thinking over the top confidence, because that's just not the West Ham way at all. So
so we do have to be careful, and of course it's going to be. I mean, we've said this earlier. But Burnley have got a depleted squad. They've had to make a request to the FA for special dispensation by having an additional 3 academy players added to their squad, which happened yesterday. This is on top of another 4 academy players that they've had added to their squad, so that Dyche can actually name 9 subs, because he wasn't able.
We're bringing up for you just now.
He wasn't able to name. I didn't even know this. He wasn't able to name 9 subs on the bench. And the reason why there's 9, obviously, is because we're allowed to use 5. And having, but that aside, the only bad result they've had since we've returned from lockdown has been the thrashing of from Man City 5-0. But who hasn't been thrashed 5-0 by Man City? We've had that several times, done to us several times. So despite his depleted squad, he's lost 4 players because of they've left at the end of their contracts at the end of June. He's got a number of injuries, and yet he's pulled off the results that he's done over the last few weeks, and it's been fantastic. So we can't rest on our laurels. We need to be careful. But the team that's out there today is really attack minded. We just got to maybe Moyes has finally realised that we can't defend for Toffee, so we're just going to have to try and score more goals than everyone else.
Very, very, very typical of West Ham. Joan, we really do have the talent in this team to beat Burnley. I'd be disappointed if we don't get at least a point, but I expect a win. Listen, I'd always be disappointed when I come into games like this and we don't walk out with something, but I get disappointed a lot on a regular occasion, as we all do. So, Pete, I know you're agreeing with Joan there. Gary, if Noble comes on, I want him to leave deck with the armband. I'm not going to look into that too much, to be honest. I'm not going to get hurt by it or anything. I think it's good that Rice has been given the armband, and you can see it means a lot to him, and he works extremely hard. Listen, if you are watching, get your comments in and let us know your thoughts. We are 15 or 14 minutes away from kickoff, so we will be doing a live watch along. What's going on here?
That's Sean.
Who sent you that?
Nigel just sent me that.
Right, okay, yeah. Listen, I think we've had a comment, or someone's about to, I'll just talk about it here. So, is Nigel coming on for the game? He doesn't come on for the live watch long. I think he's going to come on after.
But I can ask him to come on now if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Get him on 100%. Get him on now.
Let me see if I can reach him. So,
have you sent? I'll send you the link. And listen, if anyone else fancies coming on for 5-10 minutes to have a general chit chat about all things West Ham before the game, then 100% let us know. Let me just send this over to him now, and I'll go through some of the last kind of comments. Right, so like we said, we are coming to you live with our team news reaction, our live watch along, and then a review straight after the game. I've not even had a drink at all still. I've not had any food. I'm withering away here.
Me too, but we've made the commitment, and for all our 4 watchers, we've got no choice now.
Absolutely, mate.
There's a standing joke, people, that we don't get as many views as other channels, and we know that. We accept that, but there's this standing joke that more than just a podcast got 8 viewers, and we get half of that. We only get 4 viewers. So we thank you all for being on tonight. You've boosted our numbers up.
Absolutely. Gary's saying 2 more wins, then play the kids. Listen, I would like nothing more than West Ham to be playing the kids. I mean, we've been in several circumstances before where that's happened and we don't do it. But there's definitely kids there that need a run out, and it would be good. But listen, first things first is we need to be safe and prepare for the next season. 4 points in 4 games, absolutely. Yeah, let's hope. But tonight would be good if we could get 3. What's this here? I think this seems reasonable. Thanks for the quick reply. Also, if Rice was available for sale only if he wanted to leave, rumours of Chelsea, would you sell him, and for what price? Listen, my opinion on that is if Rice doesn't want to stay, there's no point in having a player whose head has turned dramatically. What West Ham need to work on is the ability to be able to keep a player without their head getting turned. So we need to become a better ran club, a club that players are attracted to, therefore avoiding that opportunity that Rice would want to turn his head and go and play at a high level. I mean, if you've got to compare the two differences, you've got a club that's constantly in the limelight and constantly potentially winning competitions, paying really high wages, got an opportunity of Champions League football in comparison to relegation. You've got to weigh up. It's a no-brainer. But the thing is, West Ham have to transform and try and become the side that we said we would become. And in order to become those sides, we need to keep the players like Rice under our belt. And that's the kind of the key element here. But I think we've got another guest coming in just before kickoff.
We've got the man that everyone's been waiting for. You know,
we'll just call this Irons Nigel United.
We just call it Nigel United, and
Nigel
just get on with it.
Yeah. Nigel, how are you, my friend?
You caught me again. I keep forgetting to put the wrong settings on the mic. Because I've actually streaming you onto my telly before I put the game on, and you got 10 minutes because I got my pie mash coming. So now.
Well, I tell you what, Nigel. I'm going to leave you with Stell while I go and get my.
That's how you.
I'm going to get my bangers and mash. And then Stell, I'll let you go nip off for a little while. Okay?
You do that.
Right. Cheers for joining us, Nigel. I'll be back soon.
All right, mate. So, team news, mate. You've seen the lineup. What's your thoughts?
I've just sat down, so I've been at work.
Okay, I'll give you. You've only just got in from work.
Well, not long ago. I've just sat down. I thought I'll stick you lot on because I heard Silly Nuts was on.
He's gone.
That's why I sent you that picture.
We put it up. He wouldn't have seen it.
We'll get me in trouble now. Oh dear.
So we've got Fabianski, Creswell, Diop, Ogbonna, Frederick. So the usual back 4-5. Rice, Souček, Fornals, Bowen, Antonio, and Yarmolenko is the replacement for Lanzini.
All right. Okay.
Thoughts? I know you're not sort of big on Yarmolenko, but
no, listen, he's shown his worth, hasn't he, recently? So
yeah,
let's see what he can do from the start. It's one thing coming off a bench when the opposition are worn out a bit. Let's see if he can do it when the opposition's fresh as him.
That's a really I accept that. That's quite a good point. So it's his first start for. I'm going to have to look at the stats because it's been quite some time.
He's not played. Yeah, I know he was on and off. I think his last 90 minutes, I swear, was like October time.
I think you might be right because he's been with us 2 seasons. We all know this. He's been with us 2 seasons and he's had 2 serious injuries that has kept him out for quite a considerable amount of time in each season. But when he has started, especially both at the beginning of this season and last season, when before his injuries, he's been all right for us, and I'm kind of hoping that it depends on his match fitness, I guess, but I'm kind of hoping that he's going to be fit enough to see through probably 60-70 minutes tonight. But you're right. Let's see what happens with him. But the rest of the
thing I'd say is without on the bench is that if we play Yarmolenko from the start and it don't work, who have we got to come on? Bearing in mind we know that the person he's replaced isn't working either.
Yeah, agreed. Well, we were talking about that earlier because Mr. Sebastian Hilaire has made it back.
Oh,
so
right.
he's on the bench.
Oh, that's good,
and we talked very, very briefly about the possibility of utilising Wiltshire. I actually think that there's a good chance that when changes are made, I actually think Wiltshire will come on before Lanzini will tonight, even if it is just to give him a run out, because let's not forget we've got another game coming up on Saturday, so they're coming thick and fast. So maybe giving Wiltshire another maybe 20 minutes, giving Hilaire 20 minutes would actually be quite a good thing.
I don't know if this is contentious or not, but for me, I think Wilshere is a better player than Lanzini. A fit Wilshere
It's not contentious at all.
Is a better player than Lanzini and will bring more to us. The problem with Wilshere is, you know, we've just. But then again, like Yarmolenko, you think we've had 2 years of Yarmolenko. Has he played 20 games?
No, he hasn't. Yeah.
So, you know, this is West Ham's problem. Is we've got an endless list of these players that turn up, get injured, and it's hard to blame players. And they don't deliberately go and get injured.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we never get to see the best of them, do we?
We seem to have this problem. We've had it for years, haven't we? It's not a new thing with West Ham. It goes on and on and on. We buy all these players that have had so much great promise or have done so well in other teams, in their careers, etc. And they come to West Ham, and all of a sudden, every injury that you don't wish them to have, they get. I think with Yarmolenko, it was he had a very good career in Dynamo Kiev and I think it was Dortmund he played for. He had a few injuries, and we knew that his ankles were a little bit glass-like, but they weren't that bad, you know. And so the gamble of paying 18 million for him seemed to be a good one. But we knew full well about Wiltshire, didn't we? We knew what we were getting. And I think he had, was it one good season for Bournemouth where he played almost the whole season on loan?
Yeah, I think he got injured in the April. I think you'll probably find he played about 30 games from League and Cup, though. I mean, Long Dark Tunnel there says he's bored of hearing Wilshere because he came to retire. I disagree. How old is Wilshere? 28?
Wilshire's, the right side of 30, definitely. Yeah, 28, 29 years old.
I disagree. A player like that should be able to play to their 32, 33.
I think you're right about Wiltshire. And I've said it myself before in my shows that I think he's... out of all the English players in the Premier League, he's still one of the most technically gifted players we've got, without a shadow of a doubt. He's technically gifted, and we, there's a lot of talk about people like Barkley and players like that. But when Wiltshire's on his game and when he's not injured, he's probably one of the best English players we have. And it's just a shame, isn't it, that he just can't stay injury-free for a whole season? Because imagine how many England caps he would have won had he stayed injury free.
Oh yeah, that's right. You know, the beauty of it is he was always fit in June and July. So I think it's time we get him into the team. Ready for his August breakdown.
Just the right. So this season extension, it should bode well for him. We might get him to play 4 games in a row.
Might get three or four games out of him. This coming up before August turns up, and he's starting to get a twitch.
It's so sad in a way, isn't it, that we laugh about it, but it is such a shame for him because we know he's a West Ham fan, even though he wore Arsenal shirts as a boy. We know he's a West Ham fan, and I've seen, and I've spoken to you about your Hammers 11, where you talk an awful lot about. Is he from the area? Because your Hammers 11 were. Players
you had to be
area.
born in West Ham.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Is he not?
He's I thought he was a Romford boy or something like that.
Okay.
Which I know people think they're from the area, come from Romford, but they ain't.
People, if you know Nigel, if you're not born within spitting distance of the old bowling ground, you're not a true fan. When I told him,
that's off. It's not a true fan.
You're not a real.
Gary Page is from the. Gary Page is from Marmanor, the Abbey Arms.
Yeah, see, I'm not.
Gary, I don't know if you still know it's the only pub. It was the worst pub in the world, and it's now the only one still open. All the others, the Swan, the Golden Lion, the Glory, the Foresters, have all gone. Gazza knows the pubs I'm talking about. So,
see, I'm not. I daren't tell everyone where I'm from because
Nicosia, isn't it? No. Just past Edgware, that part of Nicosia. Yeah.
Well, I was born a lot closer to the Arsenal football ground than I was to the West Ham football ground. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
And I can't say I'm an out-and-out Cockney. What did you call it? I'm a Mockney.
Mockney. Yeah, that's shown in his in the game.
So, what's your prediction tonight, mate? What do you think?
I think we'll win
Comfortably.
I can see a 2 or 3-1.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't. Burnley, they blow hot and cold. You don't know, do you? What they're going to get. We've had some good results against them, and then we've had some, bad results against them, as with the protest a couple of seasons ago. Yeah. It might be better that we ain't got fans in the ground. I don't know.
Can't have anyone running on the pitch if we're losing 2-0.
So I'm laughing at what Gary says. It's mad. I don't know how old Gary is, but we grew up round the corner from each other, because I used to live near the Glory as well. We lived next to the Glory, so that was probably Seaton close. I went to school across the road to that pub, Ravenscroft Gal.
And here comes the plug for Nigel's new show. It'll be if you're a true Cockney, join me live on his show every Wednesday night on Irons United.
That's you and Anton out then. You'll have to get Anton.
We're definitely Anton. Bloody hell, mate. Bloody Kilmarnock fan, I keep saying. I'm going to bring in a couple of others, because I know you want to go off and have your dinner, and I'm going to go and have mine as well. Yeah. You're going to join us later?
Yeah, I'll be on after, yeah.
Excellent, mate. All right, mate. All right. Nice to see you, mate.
I'll see you later.
Matt,
Nigel, take it easy,
Anton, good evening. Right, lads, I'm leaving. Now I'm leaving you. You can get on with it.
I just want to let you know that was 7 minutes it took me to demolish.
What did you
do? Bangers and mash, mate. Bangers and mash.
Did you put it all in a blender and just swallow it?
Just drunk it, yeah. Made a shake out of it instead.
Right, lads, I'll be back and on. All right.
Cool. Thank you. Cheers for that. Matt, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good, mate.
Yep.
Just made it in time, just inside the door. Well, I've just seen the lineup here, like how they're laying it out, and it says you've got Bowen on the left, Yarmolenko on the right, and Fornals in the middle. Now, for me, I'd either play Bowen or Yarmolenko in the middle. To be honest, I'd rather play Fornals on the wing. But he had that good pass against Burnley.
No, see, to be honest, that's what I expected. I know Stel was talking about Fornals going out in the wing, but to be honest, I think it's better when Yarmolenko cuts in on his foot, and as long as he's playing in that supportive role and he's not isolated out there completely, then it's not a problem for me.
Just very quick from Fornals from the Newcastle goal, the first goal.
Just 2 seconds, mate. You're watching. What's on your telly just now?
Yarmolenko stretching.
Oh, right. Okay. So when the game starts, I don't think I'm that far from you, so that's quite good.
I've got that free match day pass from BT that I think everyone got for the game. So I'll tell you when that to kick off. It's Burnley about to kick off. I suppose they're going to do the knee first, aren't they?
Yep.
So,
yes, Mark, my stomach is going to be a I literally demolished that dinner.
So they're taking the knee at the moment.
Yeah, same.
Antonio. We're not. I've got Fredericks on screen now, so. And they just kicked off.
I'm literally 2 seconds behind you, which is great.
So we're fine. We're fine. I'll be honest.
Kick off.
I know. Just before.
Come on, Lions! Sorry.
I know. Just before we came on, they were saying about a win, but honestly, as long as we don't lose, I think that's the main prerogative.
Yeah. Listen, just to keep people keep people up to date with what we do. We know we are slightly delayed, maybe than what other people are, but we also know that we're ahead than what some people are. So the key to us doing this is that me and Matt are in conjunction with each other, and we just have a chit chat and have a laugh. I think we've got some more guests coming on as well throughout the game, so we'll keep you entertained as much as we possibly can. So make sure you keep commenting as much as possible. But a minute in, and Burnley, it's all Burnley.
Scrappy. It's scrappy, which suits Burnley.
Yeah.
No one's really been able to get their foot on the ball yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's have a look and see. Is that
you know that's how Burnley are going to play. Burnley make it scrappy. They make it hard to play. They rely on long balls. They rely on set pieces. Oh, that's poor from Diop.
Very briefly, look where Bowen is. I mean, he's playing central.
Oh, that's interesting. So he's actually Bowen in the middle, playing more up alongside. Unless they're going to rotate, because you do have the option with the guy, those front three, they can rotate round. They can all take it in turns to support Antonio or have a breather in the middle rather than tracking back on the wing.
Good tracking back there by Yarmolenko. See,
that was unlucky.
So the ball's just on the halfway line now with Burnley in possession. 2 minutes in, and
long ball to nothing. Back to see that is what it's going to be. You know, with Burnley, like Sean said before we came on, you know, you don't know what Burnley's going to turn up, and they've only got 3 subs. You know, he's named his 9 subs, I believe, but 6 of them are kids. Yeah, you know, there's no Jeff Hendrick anymore. He's gone. Nara and Lennon.
Where did Hendrick go? Did he go to?
I think I tried to look earlier, and his name wasn't. I was trying to look at the release list earlier. His name wasn't on it for anything.
Was he not like Milan?
No, he's been linked with a lot of teams in Italy, but I don't think he's actually gone anywhere yet. I think the rumor was that this is one of the reasons why they reckon Dyche might leave in the summer. Go on, Antonio. Oh, unlucky. Yeah, one of the rumors is that obviously Hendrick was out of contract. And obviously the managers don't really get involved in the negotiations. And apparently the owners turned around to Hendrick and offered him a 1-year contract for less than money than he was already on.
So check from distance there.
Eyeing over.
Rosette.
But it's not a bad start. Antonio pressing the defence and he got the ball back high up the pitch. And he's had a shot. You know, you don't suppose the old adage, you don't shoot, don't score. But yeah, they released Lennon, they released Hendrick, they released Joe Hart, so they got a kid on the bench as the goalkeeper. They got a few injuries as well. And the 3 guys they got on the bench are just coming back from injuries. There are only 3 subs, which is Brady, Goodmanson, and everyone's favourite, Chris Wood.
Let's not mention him, mate. We don't mention him on this channel.
Mate, we could have had him.
11 goals this season.
I'm sure it was a 11 goals. He didn't want him. And like Winston
and he's not even.
I'm sure at the time because he was playing for Leeds, I think.
Yeah.
And he's the vice. Well, he's probably the captain now. He was the vice captain for New Zealand. And Winston Reid was banging on us to sign him for like 15 million, and Billich was like, "Nah, I don't want him." I've always rated him. Oh, good bit of play here from Burnley out on the wing. No one's closing the cross down. Fredericks, it's not a great header. Back up for another cross. That's a better header from Souček. Well collected from Rice. 4 now sprint forward. They're flooding back Burnley. Look at that. That is good teamwork, but can they do that for 90 minutes? Fredericks walked forward into Bowen. Bowen's running at the defence. Still Bowen. Oh, he's left the ball behind. Oh, that's well played from the Burnley defender to get down the line and put it down the line for a clearance.
Yeah, really good play by Burnley there.
Under pressure in the box. I don't know who that was, the midfielder. Was that Westwood? I think, but good feet in the box. I mean, he was brave. Dribbling past 2 players in the box, bring it out. I think we've been given the throw-in. But yeah, hopefully he is playing in the middle because that was just driving at their back 4. They were worried. As soon as Bowen got on that ball, they were backing off from him.
We've been speaking loads on the show about how the difference of Bowen's made to West Ham in general.
Well, did you see the stat from the weekend? He was the fastest player in the Premier League last weekend.
Yeah.
And the thing is, right, he doesn't look quick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you talk about fast players, you know, you're like Adama Traore, Sam Maxim, even someone like Son. But I've never thought of Bowen as a quick player. But then you see that stat and you're like, oh, something else he's got, you know, something else he's got in his book. It's good throwing down the line. Antonio, it's out for a goal kick. Couldn't get the crossing. Not renowned for a left foot, Antonio.
Are you watching it on your BT Pass, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you get the ability to pause for a second?
No. Just brings up a menu.
I've got the option to pause, but I'm watching it via my mobile device. It's not a big deal. Sean Dyche's on the park. Pope's going for a big kick out for Burnley.
Oh, shank clearance. Creswell should sweep it up. There we go. Bit of a scuffed clearance there from Diop, but Creswell recovered it. Fornals on the wing. Long ball for Antonio. Antonio just muscled out there. Oh. I'll be honest, I'm not. Antonio's got a free kick, but I wasn't really sure about that. I thought he sort of just got. It was two big guys going. I thought it was two big guys going for the ball when Antonio lost it. But
big ball though, to be fair, wasn't it?
He had a bit of a push in the back.
Dramatic. Here we go. That was a foul, mate.
I know. On the replay, I saw his hand in the back. He did sort of shove him, but on the real time, you're like.
Free kick just inside Burnley's half.
Looks like it's going to be Creswell to take.
Yeah.
Rather it be Bowen, but I suppose Bowen in the box might be better there. Whipped in from Creswell. Straight to the keeper. That's horrible. Well, I was going to say horrible free kick, but for the goalkeeper, it was high, it was lofty, it was slow.
You are 2 seconds ahead of me, and it really it's like literally, it's like the closest we've been in connections of streams.
It was a poor. That's what I said. I'd rather have Bowen on it because you see what he's like on the corners.
Yeah,
and that was just it was a waste, wasn't it? He'd been better off if he was going to go for the far post. He'd been better off drilling it and just trying to get someone to head it back across goal because that was so high and lofted. The only person that would muck up that sort of catch for a keeper would be Roberto.
Burnley right inside, yeah.
Ooh, over.
Oh, Burnley inside West Ham's 18-yard line. Ball gets crossed then. Looks like a handball. Ball gets fed through to Peters, who smashed.
It was a handball. It wouldn't have counted. Yeah, it was. If you see the replay, when he controlled it, the guy that laid it off, it hit his thigh and hit his arm. So it wouldn't have counted regardless. Jay
Rodriguez is a good player, though, isn't he?
He is. He's been criminal. I think he went to Burnley, Southampton, and then back to. Did he go West Brom? I think he went Burnley to West Brom, Southampton, and then back to Burnley. I think it was at Southampton. He had a really bad injury because at one point they were talking about being in the England team a few years back. I think he's a bit underrated. On his day, he can score a banger. Antonio going to take a long throw in.
Man City have scored 1-0 Man City.
Oh, Souček with a flick. Souček another header. Burnley head it up and out. Rice heads it back in. Headed back out. Rice brings it down. Creswell fouled, another free kick. That's good. Keep a bit of pressure up for once.
Yeah, absolutely. 10 minutes into the game. What's your thoughts on the first 10 minutes?
We're nervous. We haven't come out playing confident. I think, like I just said at the start, it's a case of you don't want to get beat. And it's typical David Moyes. Although we've picked a more attacking team, I suppose he can't affect the mentality of the players, but it seems like, he's probably gone, first quarter, since we're playing quarters now with the drinks break, he's probably gone first quarter, just get yourselves in, get settled, don't give anything away. Another Creswell on. Goalkeeper's dropped it. Souček on the floor. Yarmolenko on the wing. Back to Ogbonna. Ogbonna, I don't know. I'm not sure if that was a cross or a shot from Ogbonna.
That was a shot.
Ogbonna just decided he was going to turn
20 yards out.
Primary
one in the top corner. And to be fair, it wasn't Rose Ed, but it was Row T. What are they questioning here?
They're not. I just thought it looked like handball, to be fair. I don't think it was ball to hand from that shot from Souček, but they're not looking at it. They're clearly not interested at all. The ref's not even. So I don't think you see replay. I mean, he had his arm up there.
Man City are up 1-0 against Newcastle. Gabriel Jesus. 9 minutes.
Clearance from Ogbonna. Antonio with a foul. That was me foul all day. That was poor Antonio. Burnley have taken it quick. Fullbacks running forward. Lost out to Souček. And he's given another foul. I mean, that was stupid and weak from Fredericks. I think he had a fingertip on his shoulder, maybe. Barely fingertip.
Yeah.
And the guy just knew he wasn't going to get the ball, went down, refs gave him the free kick. It's a poor one to give away when you know that's exactly what they want.
That's what they want, set pieces in that position.
They want the set piece. It's made for... I mean, it looks like the right foot is going to swing it in, but I'd say it's made for the left foot. Yeah, there is a left foot standing over it.
About, what, 30 yards out, free kick for Burnley on the left-hand side.
Easy save.
Great cross. Great cross, though, from the player.
Should have done better.
Yeah, should have done better with that header. Vidra header, and Fabianski just cleared it up. No problem at all.
He struggled to get the power on it. There wasn't enough whip on it. There's enough...
Come on, West Ham!
He had to bend. He's trying to play it short from the back. Diop already under pressure. Plays it long down the line. Looking for Antonio. Straight out of play for throwing.
Bit of panic.
In that instance, I know I've said it before, but in that instance, if all you're going to do is throw it out to the centre-back who's already under pressure and he has to put his foot through it, why didn't Fabianski just kick it from hands? Fabianski will have a better chance of picking out Antonio.
Get hold of the ball, feed the ball through the middle. We need to give the ball to players like Fornals and Bowen and give them a chance to play a little bit.
It's a very tentative start to the game. It's almost like that result yesterday for Watford. That's a foul. What? You gave one against Antonio for the exact same thing.
How's he giving that? How's he not giving that?
That's what I said. In fairness, Antonio done it like 2 minutes earlier, and I went, that's a free kick straight away. Antonio's pushed him over. And this time the ref's just gone, no. Oh, well, they've wasted it. Kicked it through, straight to the goalkeeper, and we recycle the ball and go again. It's very tentative. You know, Burnley will sit deep in their shape. West Ham don't want to get caught on the counter. Burnley won't give much space. Ball over the top for Bowen, controlled it. And he's got the free kick.
Good touch, though. What a touch by... Was that Bowen?
Yeah, Bowen.
What a great touch by Bowen, and the Burnley player...
got played down?
Burnley player took out Bowen in time.
It's actually, to be fair, it's actually Bowen took out the defender. If you watch Bowen, he controls it with his right foot on his left foot.
Great touch, though.
He actually stands on the defender's ankle.
So we've got people in the timeline here. We're just waiting to see what happens with the Burnley player. We've got Bernie, Ahmed, John, Carlton, Ruth Williams. Can you mention me? Yes, hello, Ruth. Hope you're well. Any score? No, 0-0 for West Ham Burnley. 14 minutes into the game. West Ham free kick deep inside Burnley's half. Yarmolenko out in the wing. I know I'm a little bit behind you there. Going inside the 18-yard box. Finds Fredericks, crosses in. Finds, a bit scrappy, but cleared from the Burnley defence. Straight to Ogbonna, who pushes back in again and goes on the attack. Creswell cross. Souček, and it just goes over. But the thing is, Souček's finding the space. He's moving forward. He's getting in the right positions.
Yeah, look, no one marking him there. It's just at the near post. That's a hard one to do, especially with the power on it. It's hard to get that direction back across goal because he's always got to lean behind him. But Dyche won't be happy about that. He'll be having words. I mean, we're going to get probably another 8 minutes before the drinks break. And Dyche will be having words because he won't like the fact that you've got a guy that's 6'4" and you're not marking him.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's going to have words with the centre mids to say one of you, you've got to go and pick him up. Rice dispossessed on the halfway line. Burnley come forward again.
Come on, get a hold of the ball, West Ham. Just play ball to feet going forward.
Rice tried to nick around the corner, asking a bit much. Bowen, Burnley free kick. Rice looks like he's trying to get the team going. He's trying to pull something, you know. It's almost like, if the crowd was there, we'd be like, we need something to get behind the team, give us something to cheer about. It looks like Rice is trying to pull it out when there's no fans there. I don't know if it, maybe Rice can see the team's a bit flat. Good ball from Bowen. Switch the play to Fredericks.
Good play. Yeah, very good play.
Up to Yarmolenko. We stand throwing.
Lucky. Thing is, though, Yarmolenko gets into those positions. Don't mind it. I mean, he's running socks off so far. Just really don't want him to be isolated out there. That's the biggest issue. I want him to be able to drop.
It's got to be, for Yarmolenko, you either got to get Bowen over to him or Fredericks has got to push up further. Fredericks just gave the ball away. That was just awful.
or swap him completely and put him right in behind Antonio.
Yeah.
But that's a kind of one for the future. We'll have a look there. Ball's deep into Burnley's half, and the keeper, Pope, has cleared the ball.
Again, it's all got a bit scrappy, which is what Burnley want.
Come on, West Ham. Souček's picked the ball up. No, not Yarmolenko, sorry. Dispossessed. Burnley on the attack. Dispossessed again.
What ball from Diop.
Wow, great ball.
Ah.
Bowen cuts inside. He just can't find anyone through in the park in the 18-yard line. There was only two other players there supporting him. No, that's the biggest problem, is getting people in that box. You know, if they rammed people going forward, I know we're not great on the counter attack, but maybe we could get some more goals because our defense is great. Full stop. So,
I think again, like I've said, though, I think this is a tentative first 17 minutes from both teams. It's going to be one of them games again that whoever gambles more for the win will probably be rewarded. But at the moment, neither team seems to want to. Oh, that's a good ball from Burnley. Into Jay Rodriguez. Into McNeil. Wide to the fullback. Back inside to the middle. Burnley got a bit of possession in the West Ham half here. Popping it around quite nicely, just retaining the ball. Sort of on the halfway line.
It's a well-oiled engine in it, the Burnley side.
Well, I just hope that Gold and Sullivan are taking notice. Because if he is available in the summer, I don't care what Moyes is on, honestly. If he's going to walk away from Burnley in the summer, he should be looked at. Sorry, I know some fans will probably say they don't want Dyche because
there is a lot of fans that are against Dyche coming in, but
because it's a big Sam style.
There's also fans that are keen on him. So I mean, listen, you can't give plaudits where credit's due. I mean, the guys
since they came up, was it 5 years ago, 6 years ago? Since they came up, I know they came up the first time and got relegated and then came straight back up as champions. But when they came up the second time, they've never really been in relegation battle. They flirted with it, and all the time they flirt with it. I mean, I think back at Christmas, people were saying Burnley might go down, and then, you know, I think they've doubled their points tally since Christmas.
6 points though from Champions League. 6 points from the Wolves. I mean,
yeah. Diop's getting caught on the ball here, swept up by Souček. Fabianski shanked the clearance.
The thing is, though, we've got that security with Souček. I mean, 1 minute, max. 1 minute, he's up top, glancing headers, trying to score a goal. The next minute, he's back, trying to clear the goal. Man City gone 2-0 up. Riyad Mahrez has scored 2-0 to Man City versus Newcastle.
Well, I think they needed a reaction after the Southampton game. I think Newcastle probably cursing themselves when Southampton won on Sunday. You know, the last thing you want is to play Man City, a pet Man City team after they've been beaten, because you know that they're going to come back out all firing.
Yeah, absolutely. Goal kick from Fabianski.
Good bit of play. Switched out to Bowen.
Big ball from Fornals, wasn't it? Come on, get hold of that ball. Ball to feet. Creswell finds Antonio on the wing. Cuts inside. Back to Antonio. Creswell playing 1-2 in the edge of the 18-yard box.
Oh, good tackle. Burnley come away.
Good tackle from Burnley. Is that Dwight McNeil there?
Well recovered from Fredericks. Surely he was offside. He looked like he was miles gone there, but
Burnley played the ball long. Vidra found himself open, cut through the defence, but fortunately for us, Fredericks has got the pace to get back, and tackle the ball, which found it to Fabianski. So West Ham now on the attack through the midfield. Antonio's got the ball inside the Burnley half. Looks for Bowen out on the left-hand side. Feeds it back to Declan Rice. Head up, looks for a big long ball, but no one there. Oggy's got the ball in the back. Passes to Diop.
Burnley are pressing high now.
They really are pressing high. Fredericks putting the pressure on, and Fredericks feeds the ball all the way back to Fabianski. He looks like he's panicking. Hits the ball long.
Oh, well headed from Yarmolenko.
Yarmolenko, yeah, really good. Fornals in the middle of the park. Good play there by Yarmolenko.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to win the header, to be honest. When it comes to him, I was like,
So check on the ball, deep in Burnley half. Finds
how well they're drilled.
Yarmolenko.
There's just no space.
Good holding the ball, though. You know, I know there's no one that's static, but we've got a hold of the ball. And right now, that's what the players need, a little bit of confidence. So come on, we need to get players to start. You know, there's Yarmolenko coming forward to get a hold of the ball, but he's dispossessed, and Burnley have got the ball again.
Fredericks, why did you try and control that? You're like on the side touchline, and he's going out for a throw in, and then you try to deny it when the linesman's 3 yards away.
Pretty 50-50 so far.
Yeah, and these the drinks break, like I said, and it's as I expected. You know, Burnley are. Look, we all know Burnley are well drilled, and you know that if you don't get anything else out of them, they will be well drilled. They'll play the set pieces. They'll play the long ball game. It's up to us to break them down. And so far, I'll say Burnley's defence is winning over our attack.
Well, they're very well drilled, aren't they?
Oh, you're in there, Stel, your microphone, please.
They're very well drilled, aren't they? And we kind of said that in the preview. They know when to sit back, when to wait for the right moment to break. They're compact in their defence, which is why they've got 13 clean sheets this season. I'm really surprised at the formation. I thought that Bowen would play in the middle, but he's out on the left, and he's, with the greatest of respect to him, he's nowhere near as effective out there than he is when he's cutting in from the right-hand side. So I'm actually quite surprised that Fornals is not playing out there, and Bowen is not playing in the middle. And I think now we've got the drinks break, I think Moyes might tweak it a little bit in order to try and do something a bit different. But it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Still, let's have a look and see what time. Let's do a time check. What are you on just now?
I'm 24:06, mate. So I'm about 10 seconds ahead of you.
Yeah, you're about 4 or 5 seconds in front of me.
Yeah, 24, 14, 15, 16.
Oh, you're about 4 seconds in front of me.
Right. So I'm not gonna. I won't comment.
No, go for it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So ball's at the back with Diop. He's just laid it out. Hopefully, Fornals has picked it up. Oh, good ball to Antonio. He's got it out on the left-hand side. He's got oh. Who did that hit? It's bounced back. Creswell, Rice dinked it into the good header by Souček. No one following up in the middle. Out for a throw on to West Ham.
Bit of stats for you, everyone. West Ham possession 46%. Burnley 54%. West Ham have had a total shots of 4. It'll be 5 now. And Burnley with 2 on target for West Ham, 1. Burnley 1.
See, that's interesting because we seem to. It's looked like we'd have more of the play. So the fact that we've actually had less possession.
Passes.
Yeah, that surprises me too, Matt, to be quite honest with you. So the ball cleared. Ogbonna out to Creswell. Creswell on the left to Bowen. Bowen out on the left side. What's he going to do with it? Crosses it in, but good defending again by Burnley. Back out to Rice. Creswell. Oh, good ball. Bowen across. Can't get that ball over. We need to beat that first player. Comes back out to Creswell. Fornals. Good cross ball to Fredericks, but it's going backwards rather than forwards. Yarmolenko. He's got Creswell out, clear on the left. Yeah, see, Burnley are sitting really tight, really tight. It makes it very, very difficult for any team to sort of to do anything with it. I mean, West Ham are trying to play it through them, and that ain't going to happen. So Frederick's out on the right. These dinky balls, it's just not going to happen with for West Ham. Good play there by Souček. He's won the ball back, beat him to the right. Oh. Well, it's funny because even though Bowen is I don't think it's not his fault, but I don't think he's really suited out on the left. We seem to be not doing much out on the right hand side, ironically, with Yarmolenko and Fredericks there. So you kind of think that perhaps Moyes will want to make a switch. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because the three of them can be moved around. Like I said, you could move Fornals onto the left, Bowen onto the right, and Yarmolenko into the middle. It's now 50-50 on possession.
50-50 on possession, yeah.
Still, what device are you watching this game on?
I'm watching it actually on my laptop, mate. Right, so cool. I'm switching between. So I'm talking to you guys, but I'm actually watching the game itself.
There's no option to press pause at all.
No. There isn't.
No, you're like me. You on the BT app, aren't you? With the free.
Yeah. I'm afraid not, mate. Sorry. What are you on, Anton? How many
I'm
minutes
only a couple of seconds behind Matt.
I'm on 27:30.
I'm on 27. I'm 3 seconds behind Matt.
Right. So you're 6 seconds behind me. I'm on 41, 42, 43. Ball out to Fornals on the left. Oh, go on. Oh, take it first time. Oh, Yarmolenko pulled it down just on the edge of the box when you would have thought he would have just had a right whack at it. Fredericks, good ball in. Oh! Sorry, lads.
No, that's fine.
He should have buried that. He should have buried that.
That was a good move. That was an excellent move.
Don't check. Listen, the thing is, he's finding his positions. He's finding those runs. He's going forwards. Souček that's the second time in this game that we've commented saying he is in those places. He's up front. He's at the back covering the defence. He is that box-to-box midfielder. He's fantastic.
Really, really good save by Pope there. Got to admit.
What happened there? Just cut back to I think the ball's gone out for a corner, but the play was a corner ball to West Ham. Something happened and we missed it because of the replay. They were trying to replay the Fornals chance.
He's really effective, Souček. Really, really good player.
Come on, Souček. It's corner time. This is your moment.
Oh. Ball out. Go on. Oh, what a waste. Fornals tried a beauty from the just outside the 18-yard box, and he went flying over.
You've got to get your knee over the ball.
But do you know what the key thing there is? Do you know what the key thing is there? West Ham were first to the ball from the clearance.
Well, we had to have someone on the edge of the box, which is mind-blowing.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter what typical West Ham is. Burnley would clear the ball. They would have player there.
That's what we missed in the replay. Antonio got the ball, and another good save by Pope, which led to the corner.
But at least we're now creating chances. The first quarter, shall we say, it wasn't really. We had 50-50 possession. Nothing's really been made. In the last 5 since the restart after the drinks break, we've created 3 chances. Now we're getting some shots off.
Let's see.
Thank you, Harrison, and thank you for watching, mate. Much appreciated for your comment there. No, Integral, we're not allowed to. Wish we could, but we'll get shut down if we stream live on here.
At least. Bare minimum.
Yeah, minimum, yeah.
Minimum will be shut down.
We all love Noble, Gary, but club captain rather than team captain, agreed.
Yeah, what team... Was it last year or the year before? There was a Premier League team that had that, didn't they? They had a club captain and a first team captain.
Yeah. Don't know which, though. Victor, all the way from Brazil, thank you for joining us. I wonder if you're still on. If you are, great to see a West Ham fan, all the way from Brazil. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you, mate.
We're global, people. We're global. We're not just
not like watching Brazil, is it?
We're not but we're not just Canning Town like Nigel is.
So we don't want to be playing them long balls. That just literally plays into Burnley. That's well played, Diop. Run well there to recover. You don't want to get in the games.
Gary, yes, I'm getting the emails from the club. So, if you're not getting them, contact them, because they were offering free vouchers on BT Sport to watch today's game.
Yeah.
If you haven't already seen it.
Which is how I done it. Because I mean, I'll pay for Sky, I don't pay for BT. I don't know if they're doing the same again for Norwich. I doubt it.
They are.
The one. Oh, they are?
Yeah, apparently they are. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Fair play. So I know they did it for the season ticket holders. You got 2 free days of Sky Sports passes, didn't you?
That's right. Yeah. Evening, Mark. Thank you for the comment. Yep. Glad you're joining us.
Burnley in possession. Long ball forward again. Held up. Trying to go onto the wing.
Cut out by Socek. Good ball.
Yeah.
Fornals out. What? Oh, what a shame. Just missed Yarmolenko there.
It's a brave pass from Fornals, but needed the height.
Anton, your stomach's going to be foobar soon, mate.
Listen, just to do a little clarity on the time, what time are you on now?
I'm on 32:26, 32:27.
32:23.
Right, okay, yeah.
Long ball.
I've logged in on the laptop as well, and I'm behind.
You can't be behind, mate. You cannot be.
Yep.
If you log in on your laptop, you should be the same amount of time.
Exactly.
Maybe you've refreshed the stream, mate. Maybe.
Yeah, refresh it. Good evenings, Zakwan. Tidak live di TV ya. I've no idea what that language is, mate. So if you want to translate that in English for us, that will be very much welcome. But thank you for joining us.
That was a risky back pass. Well, the header back from Frederick.
The header back pass was very weak. Yeah, very weak.
Luckily, Diop was switched on, because that's the sort of thing we don't want to be doing. One thing we don't want to do is give them the opportunities, because you know that you're not going to.
They're very well drilled. They don't need it. Yeah, exactly.
They're not going to give you anything.
They're definitely a well-oiled engine anyway.
And you think that they've got potentially, I think it's like 6 first-team players out at the moment, and they're still.
That's correct. Evening, Cameron Friel. Nice to see another Scot supporting West Ham. He's not a West Ham fan, mate. He's a Kilmarnock fan.
A who fan? A who fan?
Kilmarnock fan.
Cameron, where are you from, mate? Where are you from? Right, listen, I'm on 33, 51, 52.
Oh, so there you go. You're probably up with him now. I'm about 3 seconds behind you.
No, I'm on 59.
Oh, I'm there. That's good. I'm caught up. I'm happy.
Have you?
Yeah, so you're with him.
What are you on, 34?
I've just gone 34
I'm on
now.
3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm on 9, 10, 18,
So
58, 60. I'm on 37 and a half minutes. Go on, Antonio. Antonio on the right, on the left, sorry.
Go on,
don't lose it, don't lose it. Good
Go
ball.
Go on. Cuts inside.
Oh, West Ham. You've got to drop and win that ball back, West Ham. I'll tell you what, there's some desperate defending going on there, because we're knocking on the door. We're knocking on the door.
It's hoved clear again. Good bit of play from Antonio there.
Yeah, it was.
But Yarmolenko's got hit one first time. I think that's about the third one chance he's had, hasn't he? Where he's tried to take the touch first.
Yeah.
Cameron,
that was desperate defending.
Let us know why you support West Ham. Let us know, do you go to the games much? And let us know how you found us.
I'll take it back. In fairness, it would have been. He did whip it in, Anthony. It would have been a hard one to hit first time.
Yeah,
wasn't exactly caressed in from Antonio, was it? It
Cameron,
absolutely ping it.
Cameron, basically, Anton is looking for someone to escort him, to look after him, to come down to London every now and again. He's afraid. He's afraid of coming down on his own, so he's looking for a chaperone. So Cameron, if you can help him out, that'd be most welcome.
That is exactly it.
Vukake, stuck here in the Philippines for 7 months thanks to COVID.
Jeez.
Tuning in. Welcome, Vukake. I hope you got your name right. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Thank you. I mean, look at this international. We've got an
Burnley
international audience.
And he's offside. And that is, he will not be happy with that. Allardyce.
Get him off. He's gone. He's not coming back.
Dice, we're not happy with that. That was a sloppy offside.
It was.
They're showing that replay from the...
And talking of Allardyce, Joan, good evening, Joan. It's lovely for you to be on. Burnley remind me of an Allardyce team.
See? Bang on.
Yeah, that's not what you meant, though. That's not what you were talking about.
No, he will not be happy with that, Dice. Like you said, the thing that he's always built his teams on is they are well drilled. Much
that's true.
You know, he is like a bit like, you know, he is like a modern Allardyce. In all fairness.
Yeah.
You know what you're going to get. They're going to be well drilled, well hard to beat. They won't give away many chances. Oh, I thought Fornals was a bit unlucky. I thought he stuck himself in and got the ball back, but
yeah, it's a soft free kick. That. Yeah.
They're trying to.
There's our saviour.
They're trying to.
Stop picking your spots, darling, for goodness sake.
There's no point in having the mask on if you actually. It's not a fashion accessory. You don't dangle it off one ear. Like, yeah, look, it's a new earring. There's no point saying I'm wearing a face mask when it's not over your mouth.
Yeah, but I don't understand. Like, listen, they're sitting at distance inside the stadium. They live together. I see there's lots of comments coming in saying Trevor Brooking. I don't know why they're even wearing it half over their mouth and not in their nose.
True. Was that Pesky Solido next to her?
Yeah, Paul Pesky Solido.
Do one or the other. Like, I don't care if you wear it or don't, but don't like have it on and then just be like, oh, you know, Dave Moyes isn't wearing it. Fair enough. Well, don't wear it then. If you're social distancing and you're far enough away, it don't matter. Well, then don't wear it. Burnley have really
early on the break
made
now.
It gritty on the last 5
on the
minutes.
left. It's a good cross in. 1-0.
Counter attack. Well,
Jay Rodriguez 1-0.
And the Moyes tactic of letting them cross yet again doesn't work. I don't understand the tactic of just inviting the crosses in.
Yeah, I agree with you. We're giving them too much space. That was a really well taken goal.
It's all right doing it against Chelsea when they've got Abraham up front. But when you've got a team that's built on long balls and crosses and set pieces, why are you letting them cross it in? Creswell trying to volley a header. I don't really understand that either.
Creswell.
He's tried to volley it. He's fully tried to volley it. I mean, it's a banging header.
Should have gone in with his head.
Nothing
might have put the player off.
Off the underside of the crossbar. Nothing Fabianski can do about it. Jay Rodriguez, like we mentioned earlier. And
it was too easy, really, wasn't it, Matt?
Yeah. You say we've had all these crosses, and like you said, though, you've got to beat the first man. We've had all these chances where the cross didn't beat the first man, or they've managed to get a block, one counter attack.
That's not what we need.
Antonio through. Oh, what happened there? Oh, what a bad miss!
How's he missed?
How did he miss that?
We should have done what Newcastle done on
West Ham on the centre attack straight from kickoff. Antonio pretty much 1-on-1 with the keeper. Pressure defenders in behind him. He's tried to curl it. The keeper has hit the outside of the post and gone out for a goal kick.
Has to score. Sorry, he has to score. He said himself, "I haven't scored enough goals this year." Has to score that. And we should have done what Newcastle done to us on Sunday and should have gone straight back down here and made it 1-1. But Antonio's missed it. I'll be honest, it'd be interesting for me to find out how long Hilaire's got, because if you're going to keep doing his crosses, you might as well get Hilaire on to get on the end of them.
Agree with you there, Mark. We don't know what Creswell's trying to do. He should have tried going with his head.
If he jumps in with his head, he probably put him off.
Chance for Burnley, it's gone wide.
If he goes in with his head, he probably put him off.
Exactly.
But he's tried to.
Well, thank you for that, Cameron. I hope you stay with us, mate. So excellent. But the thing is, we're playing, but we couldn't hit a barn door with a banjo. Yeah, well, at least we're beginning to create more and more chances, which is more than we've been doing. But I agree, Mark.
Of our luck, though. I mean, he didn't even actually hit it, did he?
No.
It came off his shoulder.
Came off his shoulder, didn't it?
Yeah. That's just our luck, Burnley we've been all over them. They haven't really created much. They put one decent cross in, it comes off the guy's shoulder and loops up over Fabianski and off the crossbar. It's sort of sums up our season, to be honest. And yet again, we haven't had a clean sheet. Like,
Antonio out to Yarmolenko, just out on the left. He cuts in. Oh, good save. Very good save. You know, we're having more shots on target. We're knocking on the door, but we've got to we've got to defend better. We have not. You know, we talked about it in preview.
When was last time we had a clean
talking
sheet?
about it most of the season. We cannot keep a clean sheet.
But still, the problem is we don't have that a facility there, so we need to score more than what we concede.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Come to that consideration, but the thing there,
about every game we need to score 2 or 3 goals.
You put Yarmolenko in that position, he'll create an opportunity.
Well, one back by Yarmolenko. Rice, Fornals. Rice again gets it out wide. Good ball to Bowen. Bowen's out on the left side from where he took the corner. Good ball. Good ball across to Antonio. Antonio with his left foot. Bit lazy, Antonio. You know, need a bit more desire than that. Well, one back by Fornals. Out to Fredericks. Yarmolenko on the left. Is he going to cut in? Good ball. Oh. Cleared again. I mean, you know, to get through this Burnley defence is going to take some effort, to be honest with you.
But all these crosses.
Good ball in. Good, they're clearing everything. Anything that comes in.
Because they want us to cross it.
Yeah.
They want us to cross it.
That's their bread and butter, isn't it?
Much like when we played against Chelsea and we said to Chelsea, yeah, go ahead and cross it because we know our defenders are better than Abraham's.
Yeah.
They know with all their 6 foot plus defenders, they're quite happy for us to cross it.
Okay, lads, listen, I'm going to tell you something. If you're watching on your laptop, there's a square at the bottom that says stop. You click that for 2 seconds and then click play, and we'll all be in sync, all 3 of us, because we're only 2 seconds behind you still.
How long are you behind me?
2 seconds.
I'm on 43.06.
5 seconds in.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
Box. Hang on, let me see if I can do it.
There's a little square. It looks like stop.
Oh, yeah, that's just taking me right out.
Oh, shit, has it?
Yeah. Thanks for that, Anton.
He probably come back in and being further in front now.
Thanks for that, Anton. I'll remember to listen to you again.
Yeah, please do.
It's just killed the stream. West Ham again, basically captain Burnley's half at the moment because Burnley got the lead, which they wanted, and now they're just going to try and probably shut out for another 45 minutes, to be honest, try and hold on to this 1-0. Good touch from Fredericks. Out to Rice. Rice whips it in.
What are you on now? 43, what?
49.
Yeah, we're in sync then.
Oh, there we go. See? I mean, in a roundabout way.
It worked. Listen to me from now on, Stel. Listen to me from now on.
Never going to listen to you again.
We really could do with getting a goal before half time here.
We could do it. Corner out on the right. 44.07. Corner. Bowen to take. Going to be an in-swinger. Out on the left, sorry, my mistake.
Yeah,
good ball in. It's bread and butter for Burnley, though. Bread and butter.
Back out to... He can't be offside. He took the fucking corner. And, again, brilliant header out. Creswell back in. Burnley back out.
Don't lose it. Don't lose it there.
He's lost it. Go on.
No, he's got a free kick.
Free kick, yeah.
Frederick's covered well just in case.
How many seconds are you on? 44, 46, 47?
47,
48,
49,
49, 50.
All right, we're roughly in sync. Roughly. Thanks to Anton. He's made me lose a crucial 2 seconds. There you go, Joan. 2 added minutes. Joan is well ahead of us, so there you go.
Yeah, it's 2 added minutes. Just come off the screen.
Good cross in. Come on, someone find it. But they've again cleared it.
Burnley's bread and butter.
Yeah.
This is
as you said, Matt, it's they're inviting us to cross it in because they know they'll just be able to clear it every single time. And I think if we need a change, we need to get Bowen back out on the right. I don't think we should drop Yarmolenko. I think we should just let him play in the middle.
This could be the game. This could be the game for Wilshere, though. This could be the perfect game for Wilshere.
It could be the game for Wilshere, or if we're going to insist on crossing the ball, then it's the game for Hilaire to come back in and
or push Souček up as a second centre forward.
Yeah.
Antonio's thrown it long. Ogbonna with a flick on. Up and out again by Burnley.
Fredericks finds Yarmolenko on the wing.
Don't lose it there, Yarmo.
Keep hold of the
Cross
ball.
in again.
Deep one,
And
Antonio.
nothing. We're not succeeding. We're not succeeding with these crosses into the box. It's going nowhere. Joan, you're absolutely right. We at the moment, we don't look like scoring.
We knew this was going to happen. Well, this is their game plan. They've done it on Sunday, nearly to perfect against Sheffield United.
Cameron, yes,
the goal again.
We do every game. Join us again on Friday for our preview, and then on Saturday for the watch along again, and review and team news and all that sort of stuff.
Hit the subscribe button, mate. You'll see a lot of the videos. There's a notification bell. It lets you know when our videos come up. You can see the notifications that come through when a video comes live. We do a lot of content. So, yeah, come on, have a laugh. Listen, if you ever want to come on the show, let us know. Again, that's everyone else as well. So, ball back deep in the half. Looks like we're going to be at half-time any second now.
Half-time has been called.
Yeah, half-time. There you go.
Well, we don't have Alf for the half-time show. But let's take this off. Welcome to Irons United. It is half-time with West Ham 0, Burnley 1, thanks to a goal from Jay Rodriguez in the 38th minute. Of course, my name is Anton. We've got Stell beside me, and below me we've got Matt. Guys, possession 50-50 pretty much. We've had chances. What's your thoughts? What's your rundown on it, Matt?
We should have gone in at 1-1. I mean, Antonio should have buried that chance and he hit the post. But as I said at the start of the game, Burnley are well drilled. They don't give anything away. They don't give you chances. They're not going to give you a half chance. Yep. 2 banks of 4. They work their socks off. The only thing you can possibly hope for is that, they start getting leggy in the second half because he hasn't rotated the team in about 4 games because he hasn't got anyone to rotate with. But it's going to be much. As that half finished, you're going to see very much the same in the second half. Burnley will put 8-9 men behind the ball, leave maybe the centre forwards up on their own to try and hassle, and be up to us to either break them down with a through ball or put a cross in. But 1, we've got to beat the first man, and 2, we've then got to take the chance because we've had chances. I mean, they haven't had chances. That's the thing.
Yep.
Even the cross
before I lose him, in case we do lose him, I'm going to bring in another guest, and it's actually going to be my dad. Dad, if you're watching the game, welcome to the channel.
Hello, guys.
What's your thoughts on the first half, Dad?
Hello, Stella. Hello, Luke. Hello, Matt. You all right, son?
You all right, mate?
Yeah, I think. I think the first half's been as we thought it might be. With Burnley kind of defending really well. And I would say that we've done really well, and I think 2 saves by Pope have really kept them in the game. Although on the goal they scored was really a magnificent goal. I mean, I don't think Fabianski could have stopped that, but overall, I think we started well. They came back into it. They're well disciplined, like what you were saying before the game. All of you were saying it. They're such a disciplined team that they can defend, block, and that's what they're doing well. But when they go away and score that goal like that and take the lead, then it puts us under pressure again. So we've got to chase the game.
We were saying, Dad, that Sean Dyche is a really
What do you think, guys?
Dad, we're saying that Sean Dyche is a really well-oiled engine with his side. Burnley, they're structured in a manner that they invite big balls coming in from the top, and they like to just clear the ball out left, right, and centre. What can we do in the second half? Is this a sort of game that would suit a ball-playing midfielder like Wilshere?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think Dyke, we know how he plays, and he's true to form tonight again, isn't he? He's doing the right things, he's getting the ball in. As I think one of you commented there, the balls when he's crossing balls like that, and Joe Rodriguez, I mean, a very unsung guy, really. I mean, if he was a brilliant player at one time. If you remember, I mean, he was playing for England at one time, and he's come back from that injury that he had, and he's turned into a really good player now.
Yeah,
and he's scored a great goal.
Absolutely. Anything else, Dad?
I don't know whether you're getting me on here, but my internet doesn't seem to be very good.
No, that's fine, Dad. No worries. Anyone want to ask my dad any questions about the game before he goes?
What do you think of the way we've lined up, Jim?
No, I'm fine, thanks. What's that, Stel?
So, what do you think of the way we've lined up? That we've got Bowen out on the left side, and which seems to not be his preferred side. He doesn't seem to be as effective as he would be if he played out on the right.
Yeah. I was a bit surprised at that myself. Yeah.
Oh, I think we're losing him.
I think that was the last comment by Jim.
No, he's not nowhere near as effective as he was on the last game. That's for sure. He's nowhere near as effective as he was last time. But Yarmolenko is in there, and
getting himself in the right positions. I'll finish what my dad has said. I'm going to remove him from the thing. Thanks very much, Dad. And listen, we've got more guests coming in. We'll come back to you in a minute. We'll wait for the camera loads for the next guest that's coming in. Hold on a second. Here he is. Dad, do you want to say anything, Dad? Because we're going to cut you out of the group. I think you're losing your internet connection there. Thanks for joining us, Dad, and we'll see you soon for the next game.
All right, see you later. Bye, Stel. Bye, Matt. See you later.
Right, let's we've got Richard coming in all the way from South Africa. Richard, how are you, my friend?
All good, lads. How you boys doing?
Yeah, good, mate. What's your thoughts on the first half?
Disappointing, hey. I'm not too upset. I thought we actually played quite well. It's just a case of taking our chances. Burnley had one chance and took theirs. We had about 6 or 7 and couldn't score. But I'm feeling positive for the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you take on Burnley's style of play for today? You know, inviting a lot of these big balls coming in, and they're pretty much handling it, no problem at all. But the minute West Ham play the ball to feet, they do seem to struggle with that, because that's where most of our chances have come from.
Yeah, that's exactly the type of Burnley side we expected today. Sean Dyche sets them up like that. Very compact, physical. From set pieces, they're a problem. But as you said, if we get the ball down on the ground and look to be more incisive and look to get in behind them, that's where they struggle. So hopefully we can do that in the second half. And I honestly think the goal's coming. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, good man. Richard, I know you're with your friends watching the game. Thanks very much for tuning in. We'll get you back on soon, okay, mate? Have a good one.
Perfect, mate. I'll chat to you after the game.
Take it easy, mate. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Good bit of an insight there at half-time, guys. What changes, or if at all any, would we see happen for this one?
We just need a change of a slight tweak is all we need to be more effective, because the more we try and keep crossing the ball in, that's bread and butter to them. Someone got their radio on or something, TV on.
My TV, yeah.
Yeah, we've if we just continue to try and get the ball across, they're gonna lap that up. They're clearing everything with their heads, so we're not getting any luck at all and no joy at all in that way. And I just want to see a slight tweak. I want to see, not necessarily change the players at the moment. Give them another 10 minutes or so. But I'd like to see Bowen come out on the left. I'd like to see Fornals go out Bowen come to the right. Fornals go out on the left, and I'd like to see Yarmolenko sit behind Antonio, because I think with his dinky stuff, Yarmolenko might be a little bit more. He might get that extra bit of room in order to get the ball on his left foot to have a shot from the middle of the park rather than out on the left. Only a slight tweak for me.
Yeah. Absolutely. Listen, we've got another guest coming on. Cess, hopefully we get you. We know you're on down on the coast in Cornwall. If you can hear us, say hi. If you can't, we'll kick you back out again. And it looks like it's not happening. So thanks for tuning in, Cess. Hope you've enjoyed the first half.
He's awful internet down on the
guys. I need to move my camera and my facility. I need to go downstairs now. So I'm just going to come out of the stream for 5-10 minutes and I'll come back in.
All right. Yeah. Well, we're going to look at some comments during half time. So let's see what we got, Matt, and maybe we can answer a few things. Joan, we don't look like scoring. Well, no, I actually kind of disagree. I think we do. I just think we've not taken our chances as
not
well
been
as we
clinical
can.
enough. No.
Yeah.
We could have scored 3 or 4 in that first half if we'd taken our chances.
Agreed. And then Joan goes on to say we need Hugill, and thankfully she's joking. But we should bring
he's
Hilaire
15
on.
goals this year, to be fair. I mean,
Yeah, championship. He's found his level.
Yeah, I would bring on Haller, but I don't know when.
I think if we're still 1-0 down, I reckon, we'll give him at least 20, 25 minutes at the very least. No less than that. Otherwise, it'd be pointless. Hammer 80, good evening, mate. Haven't taken our chances. Totally agree.
Haven't. The Souček one stands out to mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Long Dart, we should be 2-0 up. Yeah, I think we're all agreeing that we should have been on the, we should be on the score sheet.
Yeah.
We are still going on about Wilshere because,
Good old Wilshere.
he is the sort of player that can unlock defenses, and this defense does definitely need unlocking.
Yeah,
Joan,
it does.
Very good point there, Joan. They're putting 2 defenders on Yarmolenko. Bring Hilaire on with him. Yeah, I agree. But what do you think, Matt? How long before we should make a change? Should we make a change at half time? Or
it's flicker. I mean, if Haller had 45 minutes in him, I'd bring on Haller now. I'd harshly probably take off Fornals.
Yeah,
since he's the guy playing in the middle, and I'd put Haller on and just go 2 up front.
Yeah,
but I don't know how long. He only he hasn't actually played yet, so we got to know how long he's got.
Yeah, no, agreed. We don't know how fit he is. Agreed. Good evening, Arrive 66. Midfield seems absent. Rice has been out of the game and Fornals seems lost. I'd agree on the Fornals. Rice being out of the game, Matt?
To an extent, but that's mainly because Rice is normally the one. He's like the last man, isn't he? Normally sweeping up and getting us going again. Whereas we've had the ball, we've been sitting on the ball attacking most of the game. So Rice wouldn't really. He's not a dictating passing the ball going forward, is he? He's the guy that does the sweeping up to pass it on someone else, then gets going again. So if we're not really defending, if we're not getting constantly attacked, you won't see as much of him. The game will pass him by to an extent because he's not that sort of player.
Yeah.
Fornals has been ineffectual, but I think we've all said, we need to rotate round the players. I would move Fornals out to the left, like you said, Yarmolenko in the middle and Bowen on the right.
Just to tweak,
I don't think he's been anywhere near as effectual on the left as he has on the right, Bowen. I think he's pulled him out of the game a bit. But if you want to keep him going that way, then you need someone else in the middle with Antonio. Souček's been trying to get up there, and he had a big chance. He should have buried it. And, on the way his scoring's gone the last 2 games, I would expect him to finish it. But it's going to be very much the same in the second half. It's going to be frustrating to watch because Burnley are just going to go.
They're going to clear it. If we keep trying to pump it up in the air, unless we've got Hilaire on the pitch, there doesn't seem to be much point.
They did the same thing against Sheffield United at the weekend. It took Sheffield United 83 minutes to finally break them down with a cross to score.
Yeah.
And it was a brilliantly taken goal by the fullback, bombing forward and volleying it in. So
talking of goals,
we're going to have to be patient.
Do you think their goal? See, what the difference between us is that when we get the ball out in wide, they close us down pretty quickly, and we may get the ball in, but then they've got their big defenders to clear the ball. So either they stop us from crossing, or they're clearing the ball easily. With us, it's so different, isn't it? We give them that space to cross the ball. We never seem to close any teams down to crossing the ball. And you mentioned it against Chelsea. We're like, all day, do it all day. Didn't matter. But with them, it's a very different setup.
Because it's how they play.
Exactly. Yeah.
The closing down bit's kind of hard because if he goes out and closes down and someone runs in behind him, then you go, why did you close him down? So it's a bit 50-50 for Fredericks, but for Creswell, he should be going with his head. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he should have gone with his head.
That's like 6 foot off
put the player off.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Even if he just leant into him. Because if he commits there, that ball hit his shoulder, that ball would not have ended up in the back of the net. It couldn't have.
Annie Miao Art, hello from Indonesia. Thank you for joining us. She says, we all love West Ham. So thank you for joining us all the way from Indonesia. Gary, good evening, mate. Either tippy-tappy or just lumping it into the box. with a bit more accuracy. Yeah. And this is what Matt's just been saying.
That was their cross. Their cross was an accurate cross. I mean, it wasn't taken well by Rodriguez. It come off his shoulder. But like you said earlier in the first half, we weren't beating the first man.
Yeah.
And then we were beating the first man, and they were just like, because they're doing to us what we've done to Chelsea. They go, Antonio he used to be good in the air, but his heading seemed to have come out of his game recently. I remember that last year at the Berlin, he scored like 12 headers or something.
Something ridiculous, yeah. Ahmed, good evening. I don't want Nova to come on, to be honest.
No.
Well, I think
I'd rather see Wilshere come on.
Yeah, I'd rather see Wilshere. I definitely want to see Hilaire come on if we're going to continue playing the way we're playing. You know, we love Noble, but it will change the whole game, won't it? It will slow it down. And
he's the guy you want to bring on with 10 minutes to go when you're 3-1 up.
Yeah.
And you're trying to close the game out. It doesn't look like there's any subs at the moment. Haller's trying to G up the team. It's good to see.
We're going to go into the second half any minute, so we'll scramble through the rest of the. How many points for the rest of the games? How many more points do you think we got in us to get?
I think we have 6.
Yeah, I would agree.
6.
Rat Boy Creswell doesn't get the stick he deserves. He's useless. So, well, no, we do give him stick when he deserves to get stick, and I did
see a rumor today that both him and Masuaku were on the chopping board.
It wouldn't be a surprise. It wouldn't be a surprise. Corky, good evening. Too sluggish on the build-up, not enough movement and pace. Yeah, inclined to agree. Yeah. Charlie, good evening. Play Hilaire and Antonio both up front. I think we might get to see that. Yeah,
I think we will. If we're still needing the goal, I think we'll see it.
Words and pictures. Trust Moyes to have a player in great form in his best position, then move him.
Yeah,
can't argue with that.
No.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
Burnley are through.
Burnley in the box, out on the right.
Well held up in the end.
Crosses in. Get it away. Oh. Back out again. Ball in. We need to be a bit more committed there. Second half has started, people.
We haven't woken up to it. We're still in the dressing room. Ball coming in again. Headed out. And it's out with Yarmolenko, who looks to bring it away. Back to Fredericks, and West Ham can slow it down now. Burnley aren't pressing as much at the start of the second half. They're quite happy to let us have it in their own half.
So no changes in the second half. No changes in the second half. It's the same lineup as the first half.
Now they're starting to press. Because they want us to play it long, because they know, generally speaking, we probably won't win the ball. Antonio didn't even jump. But it's come back to Souček, who knocks it back to Ogbonna, who's got to go back to the goalkeeper. Fabianski put under pressure. Down the line.
Good play by Bowen. Fornals needs to make that. Nope. So
No,
sluggish start to the second half, I think, at the moment. Burnley coming forward.
Burnley, which is how the first half started. It was very bitty, very stop-start, which suits Burnley more than us. Burnley don't want the flow of the game.
And yet Burnley can play attractive football when they need to.
Yeah,
they can knock it. Well, they can certainly. Oh, that was a poor back pass. They can certainly knock it around.
Yeah. He does get. Oh, Fredericks, that touch was awful. He does get harshly criticised at times because of the style of play, because he can play. And don't forget, was it last year? No, was it the year before when Burnley finished 6th and people were lauding how good some of their football was?
Yeah, exactly.
If he has to go back to, that was a clever turn from the centre back for Burnley. If he has to go back to the route one, which he's been doing because Burnley have been in this relegation battle up until maybe like a month before, about 3 or 4 games before the lockdown, they were very much still in this relegation battle. But it's not been, you'd expect West Ham to come out all guns blazing second half, and it looks like we're still in the dressing room first couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's taken us a few minutes, and
we haven't really got on the ball yet.
There's been no formation change. Bowen is still out on the left side. Fornals is still in the middle. Yarmolenko is still out on the right. So
I suppose, but David Moyes would turn around and probably say to the team at half time, "You're creating the chances. You need to be more clinical," which we've both said. It's clever back heel. Ooh,
that was a very close ball, wasn't it?
Well played, Ogbonna. I think he blocked that for a corner.
Yep.
But then again, that's what they want. They want the corner. Because it's another set piece.
Yeah, we're sluggish. We are sluggish.
This is not... I want to say it's not good enough, but they just haven't got going.
Yeah. Corner ball to Burnley. As you're facing the goal to their left.
Yarmolenko's good. It's not going to go short, Yarmolenko. I wouldn't worry.
Away by Diop.
Good head. Don't foul Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko's out. This closed down McNeil. But he's 2-on-1. The underlap from the fullback crossed corner. In. And Souček didn't have much else he could do there. I think, was it Jay Rodriguez in front of him that actually ducked out the way of the cross?
Yeah.
So
another corner.
Well get something on it.
49 minutes gone. 1-0 to Burnley. Another corner for them.
In.
Away by Fabianski.
That's not great clearance, I'll be honest. Whip back into the far post.
Oh, missed kick by Burnley. Offside. Well, thankfully, we kind of got away. Vidra completely miskicked it, but it was called for offside. Was it an offside or looked like maybe a foul?
I'm not sure what he's given. Free kick to West Ham. I'm about to say Fabianski, don't even think about playing it short. Come on. We need to get a bit of possession in their half. The first 5 minutes, we've been... Considering we're the team that's losing and we're the team that needs the points, we've been absolutely battered these first 5 minutes. Antonio sort of won the header. Burnley just up and under again. Bono headed it back in.
Well, that should be a free kick, I think. He was all over Bowen there.
Come from the back of Bowen's head and up and under again.
Bit of ping ball at the moment that's going on. Offside. Well, that was a very strange offside, I have to say. But offside.
The thing is, there's 3 guys around him there, and Jay Rodriguez isn't the quickest. I don't know how he won that ball. It's a bit of a worry.
Free kick to West Ham outside the 18-yard box. Fabianski to take.
He's going to play it quick. Why?
Out to Fredericks.
Who's now under pressure.
We've got...
That's for us, Chris Wood for Burnley.
Chris Wood's warming up for Burnley. That's all
Fantastic.
we need.
Yeah.
So Fornals with the ball out wide to Bowen has gone on the left.
There we go.
Okay, that's good. So that's interesting. There has been a slight switch there. Bowen has gone out on the left. Oh, sorry, I keep saying left. Bowen has gone out on the right. Yarmolenko has dropped into the middle.
No, Yarmolenko's playing left. Fornals is in the middle.
My mistake. Okay.
Yeah, it's just the way they've tucked over. It's a good ball into midfield. One ball there, just almost cut out the entire midfield. Ref, that's obstruction.
Yeah.
I know we don't really do obstruction anymore in the Premier League. It doesn't really exist. You only see him on Sunday
you're talking
league.
about Antonio, yeah?
Yeah. Going to close down the goalkeeper for a clearance.
Oh,
it was unlucky.
And
the centre-back just stood in front of him, which is obstruction.
Rodriguez got it out on the right.
Fredericks out for a throw-in. He's going to have to change something because we're not.
Good evening, Benny. Thank you for joining us, mate.
Burnley have actually been the better possession. I mean, it would surprise me in this half if they've had about 60% possession or something.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Long ball up to Antonio, going nowhere. That was a little bit... That was
straight out of play.
Yeah, that was poor ball, really. Didn't need to do that.
Thing is, it's actually at the moment, we're trying to play long balls, which doesn't really suit our game with the players we've got on the pitch. And Burnley are getting the ball down and playing football. I don't really see what the plan is here. We're trying to outplay Burnley at their own game, and Burnley are outplaying us at our own game.
Yeah.
Declan Rice shielded that well, straight out for a throw-in. Quick back to Fabianski. Fabianski plays it long. Antonio just muscled out of it entirely, and Burnley get the second ball, and now they're on the attack again.
Evening, Lee. Yeah, no, we mustn't lose this. But
I said I'd take a point.
It would be upsetting if we did. All out.
That's a
Frederick.
poor cross. He's got to deal with it though.
Bowen.
Down the
So there
line.
has been a slight
Well done,
change. Bowen has gone out on the right, and off he goes. Bowen out. Go on, beat into it, Bowen. So there has been a slight change. Yarmolenko and Bowen have switched flanks. Yarmolenko's out on the left, Bowen's out on the right. And there's Hilaire.
After Watford won against Norwich last night, it created a 4-point gap between the bottom three and us and Watford above it. All we need to do is make sure we get... Ideally, we'd all love the win because that would almost make us safe. But when the other games have still got to go, you just don't want to lose.
Agreed, mate. You know, at the moment, but by the looks of things, if we get a point out of this, it'll be good, no?
Burnley are pressing us. That's their ball, Antonio. I kept it on. Well done.
And again, Antonio, and again, and again.
Just run.
Now, no one went to help him there. They were all standing. The three players standing in the box,
waiting for the cross,
waiting for Antonio to do all the hard work. And no one came close to him to give him an option.
They were waiting for the first time he got the ball down the line, he should have just put a cross in, which is what they were waiting for. Because if you pull one of them out to support him, then he leaves himself short.
Yeah.
You know, it leaves him short in the middle. You know, it's a good little bit of play here. Creswell on the left.
Fornals. Lovely ball to Bowen. Get it over, Cressy. Oh, come on, Creswell. That was awful. That was so lazy. Such a lazy ball. Such a lazy ball. That's so upsetting.
Rice had to give away a free kick just to
that put us under pressure straight away. Really, really lazy ball.
That was almost the same position from where they scored.
Yeah.
And you look at the cross that came in for the goal, and you look at that cross, and yet again, like you said, we haven't beat the first man.
That was just a lazy, lazy ball by Cresswell.
And now they're throwing everyone up. Really? They've got a free kick 45 yards out from their own goal, Burnley. Chris Wood's coming on. One thing we didn't want to see. Chris Wood's about to come on.
Okay, if you're going to make a change,
free kick.
Straight into the box.
Yeah,
Rice wins that.
Good head, Rice.
Antonio, good dink to Fornals. Great ball out on the left to Yarmolenko. Pissy-footing around.
He should have just played down the line. Well done, Fornals. He should have... Antonio's not happy there. He should have played it straight down the line.
Right, so we're 55 minutes in. If you're going to make a change, who's the most likely that you would change?
I want to say Fornals, but it may even be Yarmolenko.
Yeah. I can see one. And if it is Yarmolenko or Fornals, would it be Hilaire coming on? Even though he's not warming up.
But it's
Burnley out on the break. Jay Rodriguez running forward. There's one free player out on the right. Good play by Fredericks. Well played. Well won back.
And then
it's in our
Bowen
box.
Supported him.
Stochek. Fredericks takes it out down the flank.
Fredericks
he needs an option. Give him an option, West Ham.
Antonio's making a run. He's played down for Bowen. He's like,
played by Bowen.
Get there.
Across it goes. Great ball in. Great ball in. But again, bread and butter for Burnley. Yeah. Too easy. You know, it's...
I mean, in fairness, that was a good ball, but it's what Burnley wanted.
That's a foul. Booking coming up.
Well done, but he's booted it away. No, he'll get booked for kicking it away. Well played, Bowen. Burnley, and again, Dyche won't be happy with that. Trying to play clever football down in the corner flag. He don't look happy there, Bowen. He's really... Hopefully he's just putting it on.
Oh, that was nasty.
That's naughty.
That really was a nasty challenge.
That was a red last night. And
yeah,
got sent off a red for that.
That stud straight into the thigh. That's a really, really nasty ball.
That and Ketia got sent off a minute after he came on last night for that.
Very nasty ball.
But it's West Ham, so VAR won't look at it. Like, and is that Mate Vidra coming off?
Vidra coming off.
I think it's
Wood coming on.
Vidra, Chris Wood. The guy we didn't want to see. Like, just didn't want to see him come on the pitch.
All right. It's all right. You know, we got a free kick. We need to make the most of this. At the moment, we're worried about Bowen is up, thank God. But that was studs first.
Like I said,
that was a really horrible ball.
And
horrible foul.
Got sent off for that last night. He'd only been on the pitch 2 minutes. And VAR, from what I see, I haven't even looked at it. They've just gone, yeah, it's fine, it's booking.
Yarmolenko with the free kick. Again, we don't beat the first. We've been so poor.
What I don't understand there, and that's a free kick, ref. Where's the advantage there? Yarmolenko hoofs it forward. Bonner basically tackles her own player. Rice actually retains it. Antonio.
Yarmolenko out to the right.
What I didn't get there for that free kick, right? And unlucky.
A corner ball. Come on, West Ham. Let's make the most of this.
If Bowen's the corner taker, and that's out on the wing in a crossing position.
Yeah, but Bowen was limping, which is why Yarmolenko took it. He was still recovering from his from that studs first kick. But Bowen's over to take the corner now. Good ball in, Bowen. Good ball in. Come on, West Ham. 59 minutes, corner ball. Attack that ball, West Ham. Souček over the bar.
Oh. Right, it's come up to the 60th minute now. This is when I'd look for Dave Moyes. You've got to make a change.
Yeah, he needs to start getting one or two players warmed up. Tarkowski's a lucky man. That was studs first.
I can't believe
showing it again. That was a really horrible challenge.
Yeah.
That was a really horrible challenge.
He's nowhere near the ball. That's thigh high at studs first.
He's lucky. He's lucky. Lucky to still be on.
How VAR haven't looked at that is beyond me. I've turned the sound down, so I can't hear what the commentators are saying. Man City are 3-0 up against Newcastle now. Yeah. Like, if that was one of the big teams, no doubt they would have a look at it.
Yeah.
Or if it was us, if it was the other way around, no doubt they would look at it. Burnley again, pressing high, forcing us to go long. Burnley just reciprocate back down the line and throw into West Ham.
We need to. We're making a substitution. We're doing a sub coming up. I can't see who's coming on.
Is it for us or is it for Burnley?
It could be Hilaire.
Antonio, he's going to struggle with that ball.
Go on, Antonio. Go on, up muscle him. Oh, come on, referee. What was that?
Antonio had bundled the guy to the ground and then Antonio fell over him. In fairness, he couldn't really go anywhere, Tarkowski. He was already on the floor.
We're looking at a change now.
Right, who's it going to be? Is it even for us? I don't know.
I think Hilaire's coming on. Apparently, he's being briefed. Yeah, fair enough. He didn't know much about it.
No, he didn't. It's
Yarmolenko's coming off and Hilaire is coming on, people.
Yeah, he didn't surprise me. He's not had... I've always been in the camp that you either play Yarmolenko down the middle or you bring him on. If you want to play him on the wing, he's got to come on as a sub.
That means it looks like we're going to put Antonio or Fornals out on the left.
I think he'll match up Burnley now and go 4-4-2.
Yeah.
I think he'll put Fornals on the right. Sorry, Fornals on the left. Yeah, it looks
Fornals is out on the left, yeah.
Bowen on the right, and then Antonio and Haller in the middle. Haller wins the first header. Antonio with an absolute shot.
Almost the first. Oh!
Saved by Pope.
Oh!
Almost an instant impact. We should have scored 3 or 4 in this game. Straight away, Haller wins the first header.
Look at that. That's a decent save by Pope. Decent save by Pope. On the ball, West Ham. Come on, West Ham. Get it past the first. Get it over the first player. Do something. Good ball in. Good ball in. Unlucky.
Headed up and out.
Creswell out. Fornals.
Back out to the wing to Fornals.
Another good ball in. Punch out by Pope. We're going for it now, West Ham United, and we need to keep this pressure up. Bowen out on the right. Go on, Bowen.
Go on.
Oh.
Go on. Oh, good block. Yet again, they get bodied in the way. Bonner back in. Go on, Bowen. Bowen. Penalty.
Corner ball, West Ham. Go on, you Irons. We know we can do this.
In fairness, recent weeks people have questioned David Moyes' subs, but half hours ago, he has brought on Haller. He is giving it a go.
Corner ball, West Ham.
There's a whole train of them now, like England in the
short
2010
ball.
World Cup.
Bowen in. Another corner to West Ham United.
We're
knocking on the door, people.
But the worry is if we don't get it, then we could get punished. We need to make this pressure count.
54% possession in the last 5 minutes. Felt like a lot more than that, but there you go.
Another ball whips in. Another punch.
Control it, Cresswell. Good control. Out to Rice on the left side.
Needs to load
Rice takes it out on the right. Again, bread and butter for Burnley. Well, one back and away they go.
Oh, he's missed it. They're on the counter. Well, actually, well played, Antonio.
What was that? Why? Who's getting booked for what there?
Fredericks. He's obviously decided there was no advantage and he's blown it up, which we didn't get earlier. For the initial foul, the initial stopping on the break, I think he's booked Fredericks.
Well, he's taken one for the team there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
To break down their play.
That I don't mind. It's the fact that when we had a foul earlier and we had the advantage and we were getting pressured, we just kicked it long and he was like, "Oh, that's the end of your advantage." Because we pressed him in and stopped them countering, he's given the free kick. Again, Pope to pump it long straight into our box.
That's okay. Goal kick.
Rodriguez, poor touch, goal kick.
Evening, chaps.
Evening, mate. I'll be back in a minute.
Chance by Hilaire. Can't believe it.
He studs on it from Pope. Studs. It feels like it's going to be one of them games, mate. We're creating a lot of chances. A good flick on. Go on, Antonio. Oh, just too far for him. It feels like it could be one of them games, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where we just batter them and don't score. Because the Haller chance, the Antonio chance, the Souček chance, they were clear-cut, full-on chances, and we haven't taken any of them. From those 3 chances, you should have got 1 goal. At least.
Crazy goes for a big swinger, but player dispossesses.
Oh, Creswell. For now, you have to work hard on that left wing now. We've gone light
Burnley
in the middle.
The attack out on the wing.
Rice and Souček both got sucked in.
Cross in from the left. Oh, it's clear. Oh, no. Oh, Fabianski. Oh, that was lucky.
That man as well.
Yeah, Chris Wood. Right place, right time. Oh, he didn't make the best connection to it.
And that would have just summed us up, as I'd said to Stella a minute ago. We've had this pressure and we've been pressuring them, getting chances, but we haven't taken any. We need
good play, West Ham. Nice bit of football there. Out to Fredericks on the right-hand side. Cuts outside to Bowen, who cuts inside to his left foot. Crosses in. Someone going to be there, but Pope rises above everyone else and collects.
Oh, that's not a good cross. It's way too... That's way too flat. Not flat. It's way too lofted. You have to make it flatter.
Bardsley's injured. Is he?
He dislocated his shoulder. He's holding his arm.
He's holding it like it is dislocated, but no, he's running. He wouldn't be running like that. No, he's fine.
I don't know. No, I don't know what that was then.
I think it was just Pope going for the big.
Cleared out by his own goalkeeper. Creswell lost that header again. Ogbonna.
Hilaire. Dispossessed.
Oh, he tried to do a clever
free kick.
Oh, that's poor.
Free kick to Burnley.
Again,
Man City 4-0 up now against Newcastle. But Chris Wood, he's been brought on to do a job, and that's what he's doing. He's holding up plays. He's
pulling out onto Creswell just to win the ball, win the headers.
He's causing the defenders. He's pulling the defenders out, and then they're making fouls, and Burnley are now going, they're going to try and go for the counter attack and get the second goal.
Well, they've done well. They've.
Come on, West Ham, defend this. Ball in the box. And we've cleared it out for a corner to Burnley, Diop. Nothing else he really could do. He's scoring nuts at the back there.
Yeah,
shouting at all the other players. He's looking for the communication.
No one's giving him a shout.
We don't have that communication. That's the unfortunate thing about the back line.
Burnley already trying to play the slow game. Jogging over, almost walking over to take that corner.
What are they doing what are they doing, Antonio?
Tarkowski hugging the post between them.
Look at the size of him. Cross in from Burnley, deep. Oh, Fabianski just spills it out. I think it's a foul on Fabianski. They've given a free kick.
Yeah, you can't touch the goalkeeper anymore most of the time. Fabianski playing ball boy.
Oh, long goes up for it.
I'll be honest.
Why has Anton got someone's living room as his Zoom background? Yeah. Drinks break.
Second drinks break. I'll be honest. We need another change. We need something.
Anton's got 2 kids that need to go to bed, so I've had to come downstairs to keep the peace and quiet. Drinks break.
I think if we get a goal, we'll win. It's one of them games, but
I agree. Someone else said that if we get a goal, we'll go on to win this game.
But at the moment, games where
we need to get a goal. That's the problem.
You made the valid point though about Yarmolenko. He was effective to a certain extent, but he wasn't played in the exact position that we wanted him to play in to be even more effective. And he should come in off the bench to do that, not play the full game like that.
You can't start him on the left wing. He's got to either start off as a front two. Like he should have started 4-4-2, played him up front with Antonio.
But it's like Moyes gets so close to doing things potentially really right, and then sometimes you see those little decisions and you think, oh, come on, just. Anyway, goal kick, Fabianski.
We've got 4 subs left to be made. We've got 2 stoppages left to make them. What's he going to do?
Now, this is the forward line that we saw against Southampton. Burnley players down injured. So we've got Hilaire, Bowen, and Antonio.
They're very clever now, aren't they?
They're attack.
Yeah, they're beginning to be very clever.
Look, he's already sitting up.
There's nothing in that. Absolutely nothing in that.
He got elbowed in the chest.
Yeah.
He got elbowed in the chest and he's gone down on his face. And all they're going to do now is they'll have to kick it back to us in our own half and start again. He's already sitting up. He's covered in grass because he threw himself around on the floor. But it's the smart stuff we don't do. It's just slow the game down again, stop our momentum, let Burnley reset. They'll have to give the ball back to us, but it'll go back to Fabianski, and we'll have to start again. And that promising attack, when we finally got past their midfield, are we actually going to drop ball? Well, we're continuing from where it is.
That's why I'm saying that they're clever. They're beginning to play clever.
Fredericks crosses in from the right, central to Souček, finds Bowen just inside the 18-yard box on the edge, shoots, dribbles out for a corner ball.
How many seconds are you guys on? 71, 28, 29?
28 now.
32, 33, 34.
And slightly ahead.
You're a second ahead of us, Anton.
I'm 34 now. I think it's a couple of seconds ahead of me.
So it's a corner to West Ham for now.
Short ball. Cresswell. Fornals in. Still can't beat the first player. We are terrible at taking crosses.
Just give him to Bowen. Woeful. Honestly, just fucking give him to Bowen. Because he's about the only one that can do a corner. It beats the first man.
Good evening, Danny. 16 shots, but we don't know how many of them are on target.
Antonio, that was lies, damn lies, and statistics. We've had chances. That's the problem. We have had chances.
Lanzini warming up. Balbuena warming up.
I can't imagine Balbuena's coming on. I think it was just.
I've just seen Masuaku warming up.
I'm sure he just keep limbo. You've got to make sure they stay. You don't want them to get too seized up sitting out there in the rain, because if God forbid Cresswell does go down injured, mate, he's gonna have to come on. So he's got to make sure that he's at least warm to come on.
Do we really deserve a goal, Joan? It is frustrating, but do we? I mean, we've got to get those crosses off the first bastard defenders.
Go on, Bowie.
Yasu Antonios Antonios. That's a very Greek name, isn't it? Thank you for joining us.
Go on. Deck into Haller. Oh my God! How's that come off the back of his heel?
It's off the back of his heels. Antonio on the wing. Slow play now. So check.
Yeah, we've got to be.
Where's the pace?
Fredericks.
Fredericks, oh for fuck's
fucking hell, Fredericks.
Fucking lazy. Just fucking lazy.
We've got the pace and the quickness, but we're not playing it. We're playing directly into their hands. Just slow play.
It's Lanzini. Big focus on Lanzini. Lanzini's warm-ups are looking likely he will come on.
It'd be a shame for
He'll come on for Fornals, won't he?
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? Fornals he's been quiet. He has been quiet.
He has been quiet.
Yeah. Yes. You know, we got flair players out there, and they're just not doing it, are they? No. You know, Fornals. The worst thing that could have happened to Fornals was the lockdown, because he looked so good before, and both him and Lanzini have not really delivered much. I'll be honest, lads. I would have liked to have seen Wiltshire come on. To be really honest with you,
I would, but he won't play. Wiltshire can't play on the left wing.
No, he can't. But then you put Antonio out there, and you put Wiltshire just behind Hilaire. That's what I would do. Put Antonio out there. Got Bowen out on the other side, and
if we're just pumping in crosses and long balls, you need the two big boys up there. Oh, that's poor West Ham.
But that's what I'm saying. We shouldn't be pumping the balls up. We need something different. If we can't cross it over them, we need to we need to play it through them. And Wiltshire's that sort of player that can do that sort of thing.
He is, but we're not seeing enough of the ball to do it.
What we're seeing now is Burnley getting a hold of the ball, playing ball confidently. And the only time they lose the ball really is when they make the mistake. It's not really West Ham players tracking down. 15 minutes to go, West Ham.
And we look like we're happy at a 1-0 loss.
A point.
I said before the game, I'll take a point because he just clicks over the points and gets us a bit further forward.
That must have been all the people watching the game live via BT Sports.
Yeah, the Zoom chat thing. I'll be honest. I said before the game I'll take a point because it just keeps us ticking over. But
yeah, right now I would take a point as well, to be honest.
Burnley through, Dwight McNeil through. He finds a player on the wing just inside the 18-yard box. Crosses in low. Oh, no. Goal 2-1. Oh, my God.
Is it offside? Thank God. Offside, lads.
Oh, thank God for that.
That was
saved by that. And look who it was.
Chris Wood.
Who it was.
You better hope it's offside because VAR will check it. I'm just going to say that was absolutely awful from Diop because he was standing in front of him.
He's offside there.
Yeah,
He's offside. He's offside. He's definitely offside. Yeah.
We couldn't handle that overlap and run.
Again, look, but you see, the cross beat the first man.
Yeah, which is what we're not doing.
They haven't had a cross in about 20 minutes. First cross they put in beats the first man, and they do something with it. All right, he was offside, but he beat the first man. And it wasn't a hard bit of play. They worked the ball. They just worked it side to side and worked an overlap.
Are they still checking this? I can't believe they're still checking this. It was a clear offside.
Yeah, it was.
Absolutely 100. I mean, it was like
shoulder. His shoulder.
He just showed his miles off.
So why are they taking so long? Decision made. No goal.
Yeah.
No goal.
They just showed the picture there, and I'm not joking. It was about 3 foot.
So long.
Just to go, yeah, he was offside. You could see it in the real time, and they've actually done put the lines down, and they're nowhere near each other. Good play from Antonio to Haller.
Fornals in. Big cross in. Oh, tries to find Souček, but just goes over for a goal.
That's a good goal kick.
He's everywhere. That guy is everywhere. Souček is absolutely everywhere. Quality player.
Now, if that wasn't the wake up, they need to get themselves going. They won't get more of a wake up call than that ball being in the back of the net again. They're playing like they're drawing. I'll be honest. We're playing like it's 1-1. We've forgotten we haven't scored yet. He needs to make some more subs, boys. You've got 13 minutes to do something in this game. We've made one sub. Burnley have only made one sub, but they've only got really 3 subs they can make. Bonner just got battered by Chris Wood there.
Hilaire played. First man all the time. Burnley. First man all the time.
Losing the battles, losing the 50-50s. David Moyes.
Honestly, lads, I don't think it's the end of the world if we lose this, but it does kind of, it slowly drags us back in there, doesn't it? And it's.
Well, how they're
we haven't played to win, have we? We haven't played to win.
No, as always, David Moyes. He picked
this
the attacking players.
Performance. This is not a Wolves or Tottenham performance. This is
No, we've still gone forward. We just haven't taken our chances.
Go on, Antonio. Go on. Oh, it's been too many men behind the ball for Burnley. That's what they do.
Yeah, they're too hard to break down. They're so well drilled in defence.
I told you, as soon as they scored, I said they will set up now for the 1-0. Diop, that's a horrible header. And Rice and Souček have both gone chasing. Good tackle from Diop. I told you when they scored, this would be the pattern of play. It's just surprised me that we've actually given Burnley as much the ball as they've had.
Bowen, come on.
Oh, mismatch of play with
It's all getting a bit desperate now, isn't it?
Yep.
Burnley through.
Top. Chris Wood.
Clear that ball. He shoots. Fabianski saves. Clear out for Creswell. Good clearance, Creswell. That'll do. It's gone straight to the Burnley players stretching, so he had to do it. But Burnley, I don't know who that was. Chris Wood.
Creswell's knackered.
1 against 3.
Looked like he might have overstretched there, Creswell. And the Burnley players just shanked it out for a throw-in. Good save, Fabianski.
But look at the quality of Chris Wood. Look at the run he makes. Look at him. Look at that run. He totally beats the offside trap. He gets on the inside of Diop. He's 1 against 2. Oversteps, shoots. He's a clever footballer. Doesn't start every single game, but comes on, does a job. Got 11 goals this season.
And Burnley got thrown down our corner flag. We haven't really seen the ball in the last 15 minutes. He's brought Hilaire on, and apart from that chance as soon as he came on, which he should have scored, he hasn't seen the ball. And I still don't see Moyes making a change. I don't know what he's expecting. We need fresh legs. We need something
and if
different.
he's going to bring Lanzini on, it's not going to be much of a change, is it really?
I'm sorry. Looking at there's a group chat on the go just now, and people are commenting on Fornals, and do you know what? I tend to agree with him.
He's not had a good game. Yeah.
He has to come up.
I like him, but he's not been.
I do as well, but he's had 80 minutes and nothing's happening. So
yeah, but Moyes doesn't look like he's going to do anything. This is Moyes' one change was we'll bring Hilaire on, and it's not that it's not worked. It's just
100% agree, Mark. We need more subs. We need to change.
Just goes wide. Burnley shot wide.
See, look, Burnley have got it easy now because we're
getting desperate.
We're getting desperate, and they'll be able to start picking us off. Which is
why I'd bring Wilshere on.
I 100% agree, but he's not going to do that, is he? He's not going to do that. And let's not forget, these are the games that Moyes believes are the winnable ones.
Yeah. They said we was going to get 6 points from Burnley and Norwich. Honestly, right now, I'll take a point from this game, but...
Well, we need to get that point, don't we? We need to get even just that point.
Yeah.
We look like we're kind of running out of ideas. We're not too sure, how to break them down.
When we play the ball long, Burnley clear it, either back up the pitch or to another player. Every single long ball they've played down the line, we've put out for a throw-in and given them the ball back. They haven't done that once. They don't do it. Most of the time,
and now we're in the time zone where a sub is not going to make much difference. There's 8 minutes left, and it takes a player of good 4 or 5 minutes to get up to the speed of the game. Which kind of doesn't make sense, does it? Really? We've made one substitution. We should have made at least another one.
This is where a couple of subs or 2 or 3 could make a real big impact. Yeah. Ajeti's coming on, so he's gonna. But do you know what though? Still,
we
don't see him. We don't see the guy. He's not given a chance.
But again,
So who's
we're
coming
going to slate him because he's got 7 minutes to make a difference, which is not enough.
Yeah.
You know, and what we're going to end up doing is, and what's going to be on social media tonight and tomorrow is, Yeti, why did he bring him on? You know, he's absolutely crap, etc. He did absolutely nothing. But people are going to forget that he only came on with less than 7 minutes to go.
Imagine if he came on and scored 2 goals.
Mate, if he comes on and scores a fucking goal, it would be brilliant.
If he comes on and scores a goal, I'd cheer him.
Yeah, again, our clearance goes straight back to a Burnley player.
Yeah.
It's just getting ridiculous now.
Burnley big cross in, but back to Fabianski.
When they clear the ball, they make sure it goes to either one of their players or it goes far. They get distance on it.
I'm assuming the sub will be
25 yards.
I'm assuming the sub will be Antonio.
I thought
he has ran his socks off again. No, to be fair, mate. I mean, I'd be happy if it was for now.
Go on, make it yours, Antonio. Go on.
Check.
Oh, Souček.
Oh, Souček, that pass was awful.
Oh.
Come on.
See, problem is, Fornal's just tucked all the way in there, so straight away he's just bombed forward. Now they've got 2-1 against Creswell. He's tracked back well enough. Oh.
Back with the Burnley keeper. Big kick out.
Thing is, why is he waiting until the 85th minute to bring on another sub? He brought on Hilaire with half an hour to go. And
it's too late now. 5 minutes to go.
Antonio cuts inside, find out Bowen. Bowen out on the wing. Cuts. He's inside the 18-yard box. Crossover. No one's there.
Oh, dear.
Creswell picks up the ball.
You've got to get it past the first man, Creswell.
Brings Fornals. Creswell back to Fornals. He's looking up, but no one's there. He's going long over to Fredericks, who just heads the ball into the box. Absolutely no West Ham player there.
Oh, really, everybody is standing still. No one's going for the ball.
They're all offside. I think they're all offside because the ball wasn't to head into the box, Fredericks. The ball was to go to Bowen. All he had to do was chest it. If he wanted to head it, he could have cushioned it to Bowen. But Fredericks, I'll just lump it in the box because we haven't done that for 85 minutes and not scored yet.
Oh, come on.
Bonner lost out on the ball again.
Rice.
Chris Wood.
We can't get there. We don't get the second man to the ball. We never get the second man to the ball.
No, we're losing out all the 50-50s.
Right, ball's out, so we'll get the sub now. Finally, with 4 minutes to go.
4 minutes to go.
Not enough time.
And he makes one sub. Again, like, what's the point in one sub?
Fornals.
He might as well have taken one of the centre-backs off and put Rice in at centre-back.
No, I agree.
He might as well have taken Diop off, put Rice in Diop's position and put Wilshere on in midfield.
So Antonio's out on the left, Hilaire and Yeti in the middle. So they're going to put it down the middle.
Maybe Yeti will fucking get a goal. From what we've seen of him, he may not be. He works hard. Yeah, you give him that. He does put a shift in when I've seen him come on, but bringing him on with fucking 5 minutes to go.
Offside for Burnley.
That's miles off. Bringing him with 5 minutes to go isn't going to give it. It doesn't give me time to get settled, does it?
It's not.
4 minutes.
And rightly or wrongly, Moyes is going to get slaughtered for that substitution.
And there's not going to be a lot of injury time here because we've only had 3 subs.
Go on, Antonio, out on the left wing. Go on. Find someone out far right onto Fredericks. Passes the ball inside to Bowen, who shoots from distance. Burnley player gets it.
Play on, West Ham. Play on.
Not played on. The
ball. For goodness sake.
Blow up straight away.
Listen, guys, we go straight on with the review straight after the game.
And you know this will kill a load of time. I mean, to be fair, he did get it flush in the face.
Lads, quickly, while the players getting treated, are we going to go straight on with the review straight after the game?
Yeah.
Just straight through it. So while you're all watching, just to let you all know, just stay tuned in. We're not leaving the channel at all. We're just going to go straight in with the review. Hopefully, we'll be bringing in a different fan also to stay on with us, so it will be a different perspective as well, someone who's been watching the game. So make sure you get the comments in. Stay tuned in with us. Do not leave this stream. Do not leave this stream because we'll give you our kind of judgment on the game, etc. What's happened is, though, one of the Burnley players are down.
Goal again.
Smashed into his face.
Why is he trying to volley it? I'm still fucking raging about that.
Yeah, terrible defending.
Why has Creswell tried to with his right foot volley a ball 6 foot in the air?
Or Paul, really, like you said, he should have got his body there. It would have put the player off.
He got done on the blind side. That's what it is. Rodriguez has done him on the blind side. He's had no spatial awareness that Rodriguez is there, and he's just thrown the foot out last second to try and get something on it. I mean, the Burnley defender's still down. You thought he should be okay. I don't know if they're just being extra cautious. Maybe it's concussion check.
He did get the ball smashed at him from really close, direct
in the side of the face.
Look, I'm laughing at that.
Drag him off and play on is what I would say.
Well, I think they've got to do a neck and concussion check, haven't they? Because where the impact was sort of there, wasn't it? And his eyes do look a bit glazed over.
You watch right 1 minute injury time.
Well, I would have said that before, but now he's been down on the floor for about 2 minutes.
Yeah, they're definitely playing the game a little bit here, aren't they?
Words and pictures.
Just time for Scott. 2 goals.
Agree, actually, English Yardie. We've got to get something on Saturday. We've got to, because tonight has not been fantastic. We all thought we were all quite confident, weren't we? So
the way we've been playing, but yet again, Moyes shows you that when he'll either get it very right, which he's done the last 2 games, or he gets it very wrong. You never get an average game out of David Moyes, is what I would say. And we just don't get to play on.
Bowen. Pope collects the ball, no problem at all.
What? How many times have we put that stupid, shitty,
We've gone 90 minutes and haven't learnt our lesson from it.
We do one of 2 things. We either fucking smack it into the first man, or we put so much height on it with no pace that Pope could fucking crawl out on all fours and grab it. But again, Dice has done a job. And, I said I'd have him if he walks away from Burnley, and I said a lot of West Ham fans won't. But, case in point, look what they've done here.
6 minutes at a time, people.
6 minutes at a time.
No, Burnley find a way through. But it's fine. Declan Rice has cleared the ball straight to the Burnley player.
Oh, Deck, that's a
30 yards out.
Clearance.
Dwight McNeil's got the ball.
The overlaps had to come back in.
All they're doing is play ball to feet. They've got hold of the game. They've got hold of the ball.
They play better football than we have.
Yeah.
100%.
6 minutes injury time.
And we probably won't see the ball game for 6 minutes.
Come on, West Ham. Press.
Pressing. But this is their bread and butter. Their bread and butter is a long ball game.
Treadwell clears straight to the Burnley players.
We've been terrible in
our defensive
distribution of the ball.
Yeah.
Really poor. Really poor.
He's out on the wing. Bowen. Go on, Bowen. He cuts. He's taken a good tackle by the Burnley player, but it's out for a corner.
Ball, West Ham. Corner ball.
Come on, Bowen.
Beat the first player for the first time in the game.
Get a decent ball in.
Give us that ball. Give us that ball.
Come on, Bowen.
Put it on Souček's head. Go on.
He has had a poor game tonight, Joan. Agreed.
Good cross. Oh, my God. Why did no one
touch that? Declan, get it over. Get it over. Go on, West Ham.
Corner again.
Corner ball.
Come on, no one get a touch on that ball.
Who was that that tried to put a touch on it?
I didn't see. I need to see a replay.
Come on, West Ham. Corner again. Out on the left-hand side. Bowen to take it. Crosses in. Oh, right to Pope. Directly to Pope.
It's a corner ball.
That's a corner ball, surely.
That went out.
It's carried that out for a corner.
I don't think. No, they're not giving it.
They haven't given it, no. I'm with you, so I thought he caught it and rolled out for a corner.
4 minutes to go.
That's a corner ball.
Yeah, he did.
Oh well.
Hold the line, maybe.
4 minutes to go, guys. Come on, West Ham. Fabianski. Big ball up top. Tries to find Hilaire. Out to Creswell on the wing. Finds Antonio on the wing. He's got 1 against 3. He's inside the 18-yard box. Do something. He's on the edge. He crosses him with his left foot. Oh, Pope. Bowen still inside the 18-yard box.
Play on.
Go on, Bowen. Big cross in. Who's he going to find? Oh, no one. Burnley have cleared.
Good grief. They defend so well, don't they? They defend so well.
Good ball from Augie. Finds a Yeti. And
poor. So poor.
Why is no one giving him a shout there? He
poor.
could have brought that down on his chest if someone had said to him, time. He actually had time to bring that down on his chest, the Jetty, and no one said anything. I don't know how he thinks he's going to score How he thinks he's going to score a header from the edge of the box. Like, I don't know why he's trying to attack there. But all we've now done is all this is really doing is giving Villa and Bournemouth hope that they can catch us. Because, I mean, Burnley are doing well this season, but haven't been in the best form. They've got a lot of injuries.
And yet they put a display like this in.
Yeah. You know, they've got 6 kids on the bench. They've only got 3 subs. They've only made 1.
Big ball up top, Burnley player.
Yeah, it's very true, Gareth. Yeah, we're on track because we didn't, but we should have got, even a point tonight would have been good.
Yeah. Just to keep us ticking over. But
2 minutes to go, people. 2 minutes to go. Free kick.
2 minutes to go. Burnley free kick.
Burnley. Really, really disappointing tonight. Really
and he still hasn't made another sub. He's got 3.
Too late now. He made the sub he made. His second sub he made was too late anyway. He's so risk averse, isn't he? But I don't understand it. We needed someone that could pickpocket this team because crossing the ball in was never going to work. And it was crying out for a player like Wiltshire.
We haven't got time for you to be fucking holding the ball up, waiting for someone to come short to get it. Unlucky from Hilaire. Yet again, the Burnley player gets it. Long ball forward.
Come on, this is going to be a minute to go now.
Fabianski back to Creswell.
Come on, West Ham, move men up.
He's telling everyone to get forward.
We need to get it up there, West Ham.
Oh, come on, is that a free kick? Surely that's a free kick.
Bonner up. Surely that's a free kick on Hilaire.
Surely.
No.
Hilaire's still down.
And Hilaire's actually down now.
Holding your bloody hand. Well done, Antonio.
Oh, no one shouted him. No one shouted, man.
Oh, good grief.
You've got a...
That's game over.
That's game. 1-0 loss. Because yet again... And this guy is going to be in charge next year. He's so... tactically inept at times. It's untrue.
Just come up on my phone, lads. It's game over.
On my phone, it's game
1-0 loss.
15 seconds. Ugh. He's so tactically inept at times. It's untrue. Graham Souness said at the weekend, he was like, on paper, he's like, that team's the best outside the top 6. And we played Burnley at home today. He played 1 up front, and his tactic was pump balls in the box. There was no, we didn't get out and we didn't do any passing game. Burnley passed us off the pitch. If you went on passing, it was abject. We had chances, and that's exactly what David Moyes is going to come out and say. He'll go, "Oh, we had the chance, we didn't take them."
Words and pictures.
It was wrong.
You've hit the nail on the head. Bad tactics from start to finish.
Yeah,
but let's gear ourselves up to do a review.
Yep. Are we sure we're definitely going to continue with this? Yes, Stel, you up for that?
Yeah.
I'm up for it, mate. Yeah.
Yep, cool. Right, we're going to try and get another guest in, but it might not work out in timings wise. I think he may think we're coming in after, so I have sent a message, but if not, we'll just go with it. Let's get ourselves some stats up and running, and then we'll just move forward with the review. Actually, we're just going to have to do it now because we're live, so there's no other option in it. Welcome back to Irons United. We are here for our review. Unfortunately, West Ham have just been defeated at home against Burnley 1-0. We have been doing a live watch along. We've given you the team news preview, but right now we're just going to go straight in with the review and try and tie it up with about 20 minutes worth of opinions. Was that a missed opportunity, Matt?
100%. 100%. Although it doesn't surprise me that we lost because Mark Lawrence said we was going to win. And whenever he backs us through when we don't get anything out of the game. For me, apparently Dyche is going to walk away at the end of the season from Burnley. That was his audition today, and he fucking nailed it out of the park. If Gold and Sullivan think that David Moyes is better than that, they need to wake up and smell the roses.
Well, can I ask you a question? No, Matt, just very briefly. We do have a guest coming on right now, but just before we move on to that, people are coming in saying it's reasonably harsh on Moyes. Was tonight Moyes or was tonight the players? Because we did have chances, mate. I mean, we had 22 shots.
We had the chances. We didn't take
target.
the chances in the first half. And at half-time, Dyche fixed it.
Yeah.
Dyche went, this is what they're doing. Cut it out.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't really have any chances in the second half.
Yeah.
We had that cross near the end from a corner where it magically went through the 6-yard box and no one touched it. But I can't remember a decent chance in the second half.
Yeah,
the chances all came in the first half. And Sean Dyche went, this is what we're going to do. And then David Moyes had no answer. Dyche only had 3 subs to make, so he only made 1. He had 6 kids on the bench because they've got 4 guys injured that aren't going to play and they've released 3 of their first-team players. We had a bench full of 9 first-team squad players and he made 2 subs.
Right, before you move on anymore, Matt, what we'll do is bring in Nigel. Nigel, how you doing, mate?
How you doing, lads?
Yeah, what's your kind of general overview of the game or just your first reactions, first thoughts on the game?
I was listening there. I don't know what other people have been saying, but if their keeper's man of the match, I think that tells you the difference between this result and the 2 results we've had is their keeper.
Yeah.
But
I've just had a stat thrown at me. We've had 22 shots, 10 a block, 7 on target.
It didn't feel that. It didn't look that way. It didn't feel that way. The game didn't look as if that's the way it went.
But our best work was done in the first half. So yeah. I think I said it the other day. Sometimes the last 20 minutes of the game is what the crowd walks out of and remembers as the performance. So therefore, if your performance is lacking, if you're tired at the end of the game and you're struggling, people walk out and think, "Well, struggling at the end, won't we?" Not to where. How many times have we walked out of a game where we're 3-0 down and we lose 3-2? Because we've come back in the last 10 minutes, you think, "Oh, we was unlucky there." Another 5 minutes we'd have got something.
Yeah, I think it might not have felt like that when we were watching it, but in actual fact, when you really start to dissect the game, all we kept saying was when the ball was fed into the Burnley defenders, they cleared, they blocked, they stopped from West Ham playing. That's what they were doing. The style of play that they do is they invite play onto them because that's how they cope with grinding a victory out. They've got their 14th clean sheet of the season, so they're obviously doing something right. Whereas Nigel made the point there, we had 20 shots, 22 shots on goal, 7 on target. Sorry, 5 on target, 7 off target, 10 blocked. That's a sign of a well-engine-oiled defence team, Sean Dyche's team. Still, I mean, I know we've been doing the watch-along, but really, what is it in a nutshell?
It's a missed opportunity for me. I think we didn't seem to learn our lesson from the first half. I think Nigel's right. The first half we were better, but Sean Dyche said, as Matt said, Sean Dyche said, "This is what they're doing. Cut it out." And then it just frustrated us. We said in the preview yesterday how good they are in defence and how well drilled they are, and we needed to find something different because the crosses weren't going to beat their defenders, and if it was beating their defenders, their keeper was pulling them out from the air. So once we kind of worked out, and this is I guess why I think people get frustrated with maybe the manager, because when you see a game going one way and you think the tactics ain't working, I need to do something different. He didn't do anything really different. And I think that was the frustrating thing, because we were talking about if you can't beat them up in the air because they're so good at clearing it in the air, then you need to do something else. You need to change your tactic. And I know people laugh at anyone that remotely talks about Jack Wilshere, but this was a game designed for someone like him to come on the pitch and start threading the ball through rather than trying to lump it in. Because every time we try to lump it in, I don't think we won a ball, did we? In their box, in the air.
Out of 37 attempts at crossing, we successfully crossed in 7 balls.
Out of 37 attempts.
37 attempts. So that shows you the kind of style of play, Burnley, how clever they are at the back. On top of that, Burnley.
I'll stop you. I think actually what it highlights is the quality of the crossing. We have to be careful when looking at stats. We bought Matt Jarvis. We bought Matt Jarvis off the back that he crossed the ball more times into the box than any other player in the previous season we bought him. The thing is, when you looked at Matt Jarvis crossing the box, you can see why Wolves went down and didn't score goals off of his crosses. Yeah. So the fact that he got down the byline and could put the ball in the box was nothing good. It's all about the quality of the delivery.
Yeah. Quality was poor, mate.
Wasn't that great? That's what I was saying. Wasn't that great?
Yeah, the point
absolutely.
to
Totally agree.
Was the fact that those defenders at the back were literally just mopping all those crosses up left, right, and centre, and that's what they were kind of craving. Matt, I know you were talking a lot there about that the style of play that Sean Dyche does. What's your thoughts on how he's set up tonight?
He never really changes how he sets up. He always old-fashioned 4-4-2. The back four won't attack. You've got wingers that are wingers, out-and-out wingers. You've got two box-to-box players in the middle and two centre-forwards that will hassle, harry and make life uncomfortable for defenders. Except in the Chelsea game, where they have two short guys on the wing and Tammy Abrahams up front. And we went, look, let them cross the ball because they can't do anything. And Dyche come to this game and went, everyone knows Haller's not fit. Everyone knows West Ham play 4-2-3-1. So it's only going to be Antonio in the middle to make him cross it. And the amount of times we didn't beat the first man is criminal.
Yeah.
Creswell, Creswell's supposed to be a good left-footed delivery. I don't think he beat the first man today on a single cross. Fredericks can't cross the ball. And it's when we did get the cross, it was either so lofted, flighty with no pace that the goalkeeper took it. I think I can remember two chances we had from crosses. I think the Souček one, which was straight at the goalkeeper. I think there was like a bundled one maybe from Haller when he first came on. Apart from that, they weren't bothered about the crossing. They wanted us to cross it, which is David Moyes then needed to bring someone else on, like a Lanzini or a Wilshere. When he brought on Haller, he needed to change one of them to bring on and just say, look, we're going to put the cross in, but you need to be 25 yards out to pick up the ball and recycle it and either pick out a better pass or put the cross in yourself.
Yeah.
The crossing just wasn't good enough. We played into Dyche's hand. Dyche went, here's my tactics, play into it. And Moyes didn't have a plan B. His plan B was Haller, Haller is a plan B, but he can't be a plan B when plan B is the same as plan A.
Well, you've got to feed Hilaire, otherwise there's no plan B there. And that's the thing. And that's why, a few people have said it now about Wilshere. You bought Hilaire on. I would have probably bought Wilshere on
at the same time. I would have done it.
At the same time, because you could see Hilaire thrives on the ball at his feet. He's very good at that. He can win the ball in the air as well. But, someone like Wilshere could have changed the way we were playing. And I think that's what the game was crying out for. It was just needed something different. We weren't succeeding with the ball going up in the air. So we just needed something different. And, maybe, Fornals didn't have such a great game. And not many players did tonight. They were all right, but nothing special.
Nigel, we're looking at the starting 11 there. We know Yarmolenko came in for Lanzini. What was your thoughts on that choice and also Yarmolenko's performance tonight?
Well, Yarmolenko, I think he I don't want to say he not proved me right, but he didn't really do a lot, did he? And perhaps he showed he's better off coming from the bench. And it could be the fact. And the thing is, as he said, all the stats show how great defensively Burnley are. 14 clean sheets. I think Pope's got the most in the league or something like that. So they're very well organised. They keep the line, keep the shape. And Yarmolenko is, as I said, let's see how he plays when he matches up against fresh players, not coming on against people that have already played an hour and he's coming on fresh. And it's hard to just single him out, though, because I didn't think Fornals, to be fair, did a lot with the ball. For me, I think, he made one substitution.
Yeah.
Did he? I saw Jetty getting ready to come on.
He came on in the 84th minute.
87. It was later than that, when it was like the 87th minute.
we know what we're getting from a Jetty, and that's nothing.
Yeah.
So,
he runs around and he'll tassel and harry, but
yeah,
I mean, that one thing summed him up. He means to do well. He wants to do well.
Yeah.
But that cross coming from deep, Antonio, Jetty, and Haller were all in a line, and Bowen was on the wing behind him.
The thing is,
he jumped up and he could have tested it, but no one said anything to him.
I get what you say, where it was by the fact that we kept constantly crossing the ball over. It does seem that there was a plan, and perhaps this is Moyes' limitation. Is actually he should have switched it to perhaps 2 up top a lot earlier, and maybe brought Wilshere on and try and go through the middle of them. Rather than coming from away, because it was quite even though if you think our best chances in the first half when we nearly scored were coming from wide, but then if you look at Haller's sort of chance that Pope just got his studs to push wide, that came more from the middle, so it was from a throw-in and then it broke in the middle.
Yeah,
we never really tried to penetrate them and play through the middle. Everything was going out wide, so it was the plan A was.
That's the perfect comment. That is the perfect comment.
Yeah, it's exactly our point there. Words and pictures.
Yeah, that's it.
Because
I don't think it's the word. But when you constantly do it and they know what's going to happen, they're positioned for it.
Yeah,
you got to mix it up. You can't just keep doing the same. But I mean, I don't want to be too down. I don't think it was a bad a performance as people were making it out.
It's the irony,
mate. Nowhere Spurs or Wolves performance. It was a lot better.
Yeah.
But it's just Moyes showed his tactical ineptness. That he had a good first half, and let's not forget we played very well in the first half, and we should have scored. Yeah, the Souček chance and Antonio hit the post.
Yeah,
and if one of them had gone in,
Moyes is going to say we were unlucky, we had chances, etc. That's what his line will be. And no, we didn't play badly, but it was running out of ideas in the final third that I think we're all kind of agreed on. It was just not having that insight into doing something a little bit different. And you guys have just touched on it. That's where I want to see Moyes be a little bit more decisive. In how he sets us up. So it's not, the one big clear chance Hilaire had, as you quite rightly said, Nigel, was when it was threaded through and he almost got, great save by Pope. And when you saw that, you thought, okay, more of that, please. And the one player in our ranks that could do that, ironically, is Wilshere. And if he came on, who knows, he would have threaded a few more balls through like that. He may not have, but it would have been a different option to what we were doing.
It just, it does come down to the final third at the end of the day. We did have a lot of chances at goal, and if we had taken them with the right players on the end of those balls, then we wouldn't be sitting here with a defeat under our belt. There was plenty of chances. There was plenty of times that players were through on goal. We had Souček hitting. I mean, I think he had about 3 attempts himself. Antonio found himself through on goal and hit the post, like you said, Matt, and a couple of times the ball went over. But, I mean, a lot of people here are coming in going, we've missed Lanzini. You're talking yourself there, Stella, about Wilshere coming on. There definitely would have been, the minute West Ham played that ball through the Burnley defence to the feet, they did look like they started to struggle.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sorry, people. I disagree with Miss Lanzini, because Lanzini has done nothing all season, and he gets dropped, and all of a sudden we miss him. We didn't miss him. I think this was a ready-made game for Wilshere. I really, really do. 15, 20 minutes to go. Someone like him coming on, a clever tactical player, the sort of stuff that we expect Lanzini to do but hasn't been doing. And Wilshere I'm not saying he would have done it, but it could have. It could have made a big difference.
But we won't know because he didn't try, did he? That was
We won't know.
He had no plan B, and he wasn't prepared to try and change it.
Are a lot of people being harsh on the Moyes today?
I mean, I'm reading like the comments that I'm seeing there, some of them, and I don't get it, to be fair. Why when we win, we're on the up, and why when we lose, all of a sudden we're back in the mire and we're going to struggle, and thank God there's 3 teams worse than us. There's 4 teams worse than us for a start. Because I don't think Watford. And I think actually, to be fair, I liken it, as I said, the performances before lockdown were much like today, where we were playing well but not getting the result. Now, a great, the Liverpool game, the Arsenal game, we were unlucky. We played Southampton, played really well. Then we've gone into lockdown. We've come back. We've had not too difficult games, but we've had Wolves and who we haven't done well against since they've came back up. Spurs, who we play hot and cold. And this is, we felt our way in. We then had a great performance this time last week. We seem to have forgotten that against Chelsea. I thought it was another really good performance against Newcastle, though we fell asleep to that, especially for their second goal. And then we've gone in today and we've come out the blocks, the better team. In the first half, we were far superior. They've got a lucky goal. There was an interesting thing for me that said that actually, when you look at it, both of these teams are averaging 36% possession. So something was going to have to give in this game. And we were by far the dominant team. And perhaps in being that way, it's a bit alien to us because it seems like we prefer to be the dominated team and catch the teams on the break. But what was also interesting is that the amount of running done. We were the worst team for running before lockdown, especially under Pellegrini. Yeah. And apparently we're now one of the best teams since lockdown for the amount of miles covered by each player. We're in the top 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah, Nigel, you made a point there about when we were on the front foot and we did look like we were panicking half the time when we got a hold of the ball because we were like, hold on a minute, why are they not pressing as much? There was times that Burnley did press the ball and West Ham panicked, but when we had the ball, we looked up again and we did find that static forward line moving forward. But the odd time we got that little glance of something exciting, Yarmolenko made a run, Antonio made a run, etc. But it was maybe down to the lack of ability and technique and finishing up top that really kind of that held us back tonight. I mean, 1-0 loss at Burnley at home. Again, I know we're aware that there's no really home advantage now with no fans that are there, but you can't help but feel like it was a missed opportunity. I'm not getting all carried away here. I don't think it's one of our worst performances. I think Tottenham and Wolves by far were our worst performances that we've had. I still think it's a progressive performance, and Saturday will be really key when we come up against Norwich. Still, any kind of further thoughts on that?
Not really, mate. I mean, I didn't say it was a poor performance. I just think it was. He could have made some tactical changes, which might have unlocked a very, very good, solid defensive team. As Nigel pointed out, this is their 14th clean sheet. You don't get 14 clean sheets without working hard, and you've got to be clever. You've got to be clever about how you want to break them down, and that's the frustrating thing for me. It wasn't that we played badly; it's just that we didn't play cleverly. I think for me, we could have played a bit. We could have been a bit more clever in our approach, and that's what disappoints me with Moyes, is that he could see that it wasn't working, and he only had to do something different. I don't understand what's going on with his thinking about the subs. I mean, 2 subs throughout the whole game, and he did it again. 84th, 85th minute, he brought on the second sub. It's not enough, and I know. I think it was Alf that sort of half joked, or you, Anton, half joked one day. I think one of the early games, of bring 5 subs on all at once and make a big difference. I think that's extreme, but.
I don't think you can do that, to be fair.
I told you.
I don't know
he's allergic to subs.
Yeah, but he is.
He made 4 the other day.
He did, but did he though? I'm going to go back.
He did, but now he's worried. He was like, "Oh, I'll make 4 subs there."
He made history.
The thing is, it wasn't a bad performance. It's just in the second half he got found out. As I said to Stell, in the first half, Moyes had a tactic, and Dyche was probably, loving the fact that he managed somehow to get in at half-time winning.
Yeah.
But then he changed his tactics and Moyes didn't have an answer to it. And I said in the middle of the game to Stell, doing the live stream, I said, we're panicking on the ball.
Yeah.
You need to bring someone like a Jack Wilshere on just to slow us down because we're rushing everything. Like you said, we're not used to being the dominant team. That was Pellegrini's style, but David Moyes' style isn't. David Moyes' style is counter-attack, get down the wings, get in behind. Burnley play deep, you can't get in behind. They have big lumps at the back, you can't play it long. The only way you're going to get in is playing through them. We didn't have the player on the pitch to do it. It wasn't a bad performance. If he plays the same way with the same team that finished on Saturday, they'll go put 4 past Norwich because Norwich can't defend crosses.
Well,
today. He's played a team that knows how to defend crosses. They force you to cross it because that's how they defend. Because that's how they attack.
And this is what I'm hoping
If you look at them attack, they do the same thing.
This is what I'm hoping for against Norwich on Saturday. Is that we need another performance. Ironically, a performance like this against Norwich is likely to win us the game fairly easily. But we need to not be knocked by this. I think it's disappointing, but we need to not be knocked. I mean, Anton, you mentioned the stats earlier. You said about the number of shots we had and how many on target, etc. Norwich are not going to be as defensively well drilled as Burnley are. So this performance on Saturday will get us 3 points.
Yeah.
The good question there, though, for you, Nigel. What did you think? Was that a red card for the Burnley player?
No, I didn't think so.
Did you not?
Nah. No, I don't. We all bemoan about our players. I'm not saying. Don't get me wrong. It was a bad challenge, but we all look back at the old days and reminisce how good it used to be when players were kicked and got up and everything else. And in the old days, you'd have been. It would have been a 50-50 if that was a yellow. So I can't sit here and go, cool, I remember the good old days when no one got sent off and everything, and then go, cool, he should have been sent off there. Because no, I don't think he should have been sent off.
But under today's rules, that was studs first. And
and it was high.
By the rules, that should have been a red card. Because I agree with you, mate. Back in the day,
I don't think it was that dangerous of a challenge, to be fair.
Okay.
A player studs up. Well, of course, studs are up. Your feet are up.
Yeah.
This is a good comment, Mark Thomas.
Performance has been good, so we just have to dust ourselves down, prepare for Norwich. I'd have been more concerned if we played bad. Yeah, I play like that on Saturday. We'll be okay.
We've got to accept that we are West Ham, and we will get games like that. It's annoying because it's a team against Burnley, but they are well drilled. They're top 10. For a reason, they've moved up. I mean, it's not all bad doom and gloom tonight. They've gone above Tottenham and Sheffield United, so there is a bonus.
Well, if they finish above Tottenham, I don't mind it too much. Yeah,
but and this is the thing. At the end of the day, we want to see a good performance. Well, we want to see a performance, and I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people are making it out to be. So it gives us hope that when we go into the next few games, that there's still will tickets be cheaper in the Championship.
What
will happen is, and I'll tell you, this is how the club will do it. So if you do go down, Lee, we're not going down, mate. But if by some miracle we do go down, season tickets will remain the same. But remember, you get 4 more home games. So technically,
that's what they did last time, didn't they? That's what they did last time.
Technically,
they should charge us more.
The price of the seat has just got cheaper.
Yeah.
Listen,
there you go. There's the compliment. Nigel will have us singing by the end of the night.
Could we actually say that the key factor to tonight's game was substitutions again? I mean, all joking aside, it was a decent performance, but if we made key substitutions potentially at the right time, could the result have been different?
I know it's a yes and no, because at the end of the day, if we took our chances, we wouldn't be sitting talking about this. If Antonio had scored and Souček had scored or Hilaire had scored, there's that was 3 massive chances, and if we taken 2 of them, we wouldn't be sitting there saying that.
Pope did play well. You can see why he got man of the match.
Yeah, but at the same time, I can see why he waited as long as he did to make the subs, because you couldn't take off realistically until maybe the last 5 minutes. You couldn't have taken off Rice or Souček. So then, how do you fit Wilshere in?
Yeah,
once he's put Hilaire on up top, he's then committed to the. Once he's done that, he's then committed to the 4-4-2, putting the cross in the box.
Yeah.
So the only one he then could have made early, at the same time as Hilaire come on, would have been like a Lanzini.
Listen, I'm seeing a lot of comments going online as well about the fullbacks. I mean, what are we thinking about Fredericks and Creswell tonight in particular?
I wouldn't even say tonight. Creswell's 31 now, and ever since he had that injury 4 years back, that bad injury, he's never been as quick. He's never been the same. Fredericks is a speed merchant. Let's be fair. And there was times today where it got him, it was a couple of times where they were through down the wing and the pace got him and got us out of trouble. But he's got no final ball. For me personally, in the summer, I'd sell.
He put a few good balls in. I'm not going to let that go. He did put a few good balls in the first half, Fredericks. I think the first chance that we had, the Souček, which was an outstanding save from Pope, to be fair. You think at a fraction of a second that you've got to read that coming in to move it. Believe me, I've seen thousands of them shots fly past me, mate. So
that was the comment about Tarkowski.
Oh, right.
How the fuck is Lee Evans?
No, he does have a good cross in him.
Yeah, but
if you see that one, he had the time to do it. What I'm talking about is if you see their disallowed goal, their offside goal, the fullback had no time to think about it.
No.
And he put it into a dangerous area. When he hasn't got time to think about it, Fredericks, he can't do it.
The disallowed goal, we were fortunate. Looking at the offside rule now and how it is with VAR, what we need to say to strikers, and I'm not trying to preach to Burnley strikers or whatsoever, but our strikers the same. What you need to do now is move back to the old rule. Now, Matt, I don't know, you might be a bit young to remember. The old rule used to be you had to be behind the defender. So you was offside if you was level. So there had to be a defender and the goalkeeper between you and the goal. And that was the old rule. Now, to guarantee yourself being on side every time, you actually need to go back, in mentality-wise, if you're the striker, where you need to be behind the striker, not playing level. Because as he says, if you lean your head forward in the forward momentum, which if you go to run, as you go to push off, your head's going to lean forward. As soon as you do that, there's a chance if you're level, you push your head forward because you can score with your head. Bearing in mind, his foot was onside and he scored with his foot. Now,
yeah, but his head was offside,
stupidity of the rule, actually.
Brighton are 2-0 down to Liverpool inside 7 minutes.
Yeah, but we don't care about Brighton. They're more worried about the teams below us.
How much of the West Ham PR team playing you tonight?
Trust me, mate, that's a bad comment to make about Nigel.
That'd be the day, wouldn't it? Hey, dear, oh dear. If you talk sense, you're going to get comments like that.
Lots of people are looking for changes.
Before you know it, you'd be called a board lover if you're not careful.
I'll tell you what. People I'm not showing people, by the way. Just remember this,
But lots of people are coming in the comments saying that they would like to see some form of changes take place in the fullback position.
But we've got no one. We've got to suck it up this season and wait till what they can do in the summer.
Yeah.
Well, I think people are talking about Johnson, aren't they? They're saying give Ben Johnson a try. No harm there, but we've got nothing out on the left because it's either Johnson or it's or Fab or
you
I can't even get his word out. Name out.
I can't even mention his name. No,
I can't even
mention his name.
Because I tell you what, no matter how bad Creswell is, he can never be as bad as Masuaku. So I'd rather.
But Masuaku always gives you one good game in a couple of games. So maybe
he's got one due then. Yeah. Yeah,
Masuaku just gives up chances to the opposition every game.
What about playing Creswell as a centre half, putting Johnson out left, and then having like a 5 at the back with 2 wing backs? So you have Fredericks as a wing back, and then that changes the dynamic of the team a bit. Allows him to play 2 up front, and then you have 3 in the middle.
5-3-2.
Yeah, he wouldn't do that. He looks like he's set on his 4-5-1.
But that would guarantee Masuaku playing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because he'd probably play Masuaku as a left wing back.
Well, I'm saying about bringing Johnson in. I mean, to be fair, I've not really seen a lot of Ben Johnson since the Olympics in 1988. So I don't know really how he's been performing recently. I'm glad to see. I'm just hoping he stops taking the drugs, to be fair.
Listen, of course, keep your comments coming in. Let us know your thoughts on the game. I mean, is there anything else really we want to discuss on the game?
I want to make comment on this before we do that.
Yeah, I was waiting for this. And this is quite. What would you say then?
Trust me, Mark. I would say thank you, farewell, on your bike.
What Mark should have put in there was Masuaku to score the winning goal against Villa that keeps us up.
I'd still say thank you on your bike.
We'll be safe before then. I still have.
Yeah, I do believe that.
Listen, we've got Norwich. Yeah. We've got Norwich on Saturday. We perform like that against Norwich. Like Matt said, defensively they're not performing really well. So, will the game on Saturday?
They can't defend crosses.
And I know Nigel, I know you've said before that the Chelsea game was the one that would keep us up, but a victory against Norwich surely on Saturday would be enough for us. That would be it. You know, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, when to qualify, when I said that was, you know, bearing in mind that we still had to pick up the points going forward. It wasn't just, we beat Chelsea so we can let everybody else beat us. The Norwich game is, for me, a win against Norwich, a win against Villa, a point against Watford. That's the job done. Thank you very much. Still a poor return. Let's get this right. When we all sit down at the end of the season, you know, me on the podcast, possibly on here, if you keep being nice to me, and
you literally are part of the furniture. So.
Do you know what? I think I'm going to go on. I think I'm going to go on more than just a podcast on Monday and say I'm a guest presenter on more than just a podcast. I'm actually from Irons United.
Sean will cut you off straight away.
You know, Irons United. If I say that, they'll think I'm in some dodgy disco from the 70s. But you know, I seem to be a permanent sort of semi-fixture on it.
Well, we like you on here, mate, because you know you're good fun, and you speak. You do speak sense on occasion.
On occasions, yeah.
Listen, it's all going a bit AWOL just now. We're 3 hours and 40 minutes into this.
Good grief! I've been standing for 3 hours 40 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Cat's waiting for Meow Art. Stell's waiting for Meow Art to come back on, isn't he? You know, that was. I've popped him for 5 minutes, and there's some girl Cat has come on. Dear,
loan with a view to a permanent move, Nigel.
Hey, there you go, loan. Yeah, you're on trial.
Job share.
Job share.
Listen. There's two ways to look at it tonight. They crap day at the office, but performance-wise, I thought it was an okay performance. But unfortunately, we got beat 1-0 by a well-drilled tactician, Sean Dyche Burnley team that are, you know, what are they now? 3 points behind Wolves. I mean,
I said to you, and in the second half, I said to you, it'll be one of them games where we won't score. But if we score one, we'll win. And if we're not going to score, it'll be one of the ones where we had all the chances, and you guys, one of them games, we could have played for a month of Sundays, we wouldn't have scored. It was one of them games.
I mean, mate, I don't know if you might think, look, when you look at Burnley's team, how long have they been together? There don't seem to be a lot of new players in there. I know Rodriguez left and come back. Wood's been there a couple of seasons. If we look at their back line, I know they had Heaton at Pope, but Tarkowski's been there a few years, is he not? If you look at it, they're a stable team. They don't have, every year we buy 5 or 6 players, 5 or 6 players, 5 or 6 players. And that's why we get this jumble sow of a team. Where instead of getting a group of players together and keeping them as a nucleus, and then adding little bits around the edges, we don't. We go for revolution every transfer window rather than evolution. That's
comes down
where
to
we got to change.
We need an actual director of football, not a manager's friend.
I mean,
that's
that
what
again.
It is, because every time a new manager comes in, they buy their players. It's Man United. Same problem Man United have had for the last 10 years.
Well,
when a manager comes in, he plays his way and he buys his players. So you think we've had Bilic, Moyes, Pellegrini, Moyes again. And they've all bought their own style of players and they're all type. But if you have a director of football who says, no, the ethos of the club is this, and he brings in a manager and the players and the coach staff to play that way, then the manager doesn't matter as much. But we've gone from counter-attacking football to long ball to possession football to long ball. And you won't necessarily have the players to play it because you're buying players for different tactics and then trying to squish them all together.
Yeah,
it's funny you mentioned Man U, because one of the teams you look at in the past where when Ferguson was the master of this, wasn't he? He had a nucleus of a team, and every time he wanted to sort of take Man U forward, he'd buy a couple of signings, to add to what he already had. you know, and you're absolutely right, Nigel. You know, rather than having the nucleus and just sort of adding to it bit by bit, it is every time. And I know you've mentioned it a couple of times before, Nigel, but every time a new manager comes in, it's a new system of playing, it's a new style, it's new players, and then, you know, these players need it. You know, sometimes last season it was great because we had a manager and it had a whole load of new players and it kind of gelled, but then it just went awry, didn't it? It just went tits up, didn't it, this time round? And you know that what Moyes will do exactly the same as what most others have. He will probably get rid of quite a few players and bring in quite a few players and completely change the way we play yet again. And it may work, it may not, but it will change yet again next season.
What would you prefer? Right. So
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But
there's a decision, a thing here. See, because a lot of the fan base, you know, ignoring we got sold a dream and everything, blah blah blah, is that should we aim to be a Burnley for the next 3 years and accept mid-table mediocrity, ordinary football, the type of Allardyce football, or should we still try and look to be a flair team, you know, that punches above its weight against the good teams, and you know, and
the board have been burnt.
With that, yeah, because this is littered with West Ham's history. You know, there used to be an old saying that the board of West Ham would rather have a relegation threatened season than a mid-table mediocrity season, because by God, the fans turned up more at the end of the season, yeah, when we were in relegation trouble than we were thing. And that and you know that apparently that was a fact that in a way the club that was when the money was dependent on the fans coming in through the turnstile, of course.
Yeah.
So but would we accept 3 years, you know, would people like to watch Allardyce again, or that ilk?
No.
You say no, but at the same time, Burnley played the better football today.
Burnley I don't know. I'm not having that.
No, they didn't play the better football.
No, they played their football better, but they didn't play better football.
Yeah,
there's a difference.
If you go watch back, there's parts in that game where they literally were retaining possession. We had more attacking intent than them. They were happy to try and catch us off on the break, and they didn't really do that. You know, they had this chance. I mean, I thought Fredericks did the best like body slam going, WWE style foul. He did it good grace to do it in their half. You know, they had a 4-on-3 break with us after the foul, and still the geezer checked back. You know, and he looked up and see he had a break on, and he didn't. Their intent weren't there after they scored.
I think they played. They defended better than us without a shadow of a doubt, but they certainly didn't play better than us. Yeah. And they had I think they had probably 2 or 3. I don't know if you got the stats.
But you say they defended better than us. Sorry, still about him. You say they defended. They had one. They scored from that one chance. What apart from that? What did Fabianski do?
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say that looking at the stats, I'd like to know how many shots on target they had, because
Chris Wood had a couple of big chances.
Well, they probably had about 2 or 3 shots on target.
They had 8 shots, 4 on target, 3 on target, 1 block. So
which is only 3 less than we had.
Yeah.
We just didn't. Yeah, I mean, Long Dark has said it. We just didn't finish well enough. You know, that was the problem. I think for me, like I said already, you know, for me it was tactically disappointing, you know. And
mediocrity sounds good at the moment.
Yeah, well,
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what, people will soon get bored with it. I'm telling you now, if we had to watch Sean Dyche football for 3 seasons, we'd be bored of it.
Oh, absolutely, which is why we got bored of Allardyce.
2-3 years ago, they were calling him to be the Arsenal manager because they were 6th on the table playing good football.
Listen. Let me take you on to a quick point before we round this up. The last valid comment that just came on there: no dedicated striker on the park. I mean, inevitably, it's going to take its toll for a club like West Ham, or for any club really in particular. You know, we're putting a lot of pressure on Antonio, who's not an out-and-out goal scorer at all whatsoever. Now, surely this is one of the biggest problems we've got at the club. Hence the reason we're not scoring goals and relying a lot elsewhere. Anyone got any comments on that?
What's your strength from first, the defence or the attack? because we ain't got a lot of money. Take your choices. Left back or striker? What are you going to buy?
It's got to be defence. It's got to be defence. We've got to. Yeah. I think, you know, and I keep saying this up because it will be for another show, but I reckon we're going to sell enough to get enough in to strengthen our defence first and foremost, and maybe get a striker if we can't afford it. We'll get a striker on loan or something. But it's defence that we've got to shore up.
Hugo's coming back.
the savior. Listen,
he's got 15 goals this year.
Listen,
in the Championship, mate.
I tried to round this up
more than a jet he scored.
That's his level.
I tried to round this up 10 minutes ago. We're now going for the 4th hour. So you have joined us for our review. Get your comments in below. Hit the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We will be back with previews, other shows, etc. Let us know your thoughts on the fact that we've done a show for 4 solid hours.
It was I don't know. We'll have to evaluate whether it's worked or not, because it is a long amount of time.
Yeah, it really is. So, anyone want any last words before we go? Nigel. So, Nigel,
when did your show start, Nigel?
Nigel, give me your roundup, your brief roundup of tonight's game.
But brief roundup of tonight's game. As I said, I was happy with the performance. I thought West Ham plays well. If I was walking out of the ground now, I wouldn't be disappointed. I'd be having a nice beer, probably down by, or I'd probably be walking towards the station now. And I wouldn't be doom and gloom. I'd be looking forward to the Norwich game.
Yep, cool. Still,
I'm disappointed at the tactics. That's all. I just wish the tactics had changed, and we tried something different when we realised that crossing the ball into the box was never going to work for us. Hilaire coming on, he should have had someone else tactically cleverer, as clever, in order to help him along. That for me was the difference. We should have changed our tactics, and I'm not overly disappointed because I know damn well if we play like this on Saturday, we'll win. So there you go.
Matt, over to you.
It's an upsetting result, but I'm sitting here moaning, but we did play well. And like Stell said, and like I said, if we play the exact same tactics on Saturday against a team that can't defend crosses, because both Watford goals the other night came from crosses, we'll walk it. It's more upsetting that we had chances in the first half, we didn't take them, and then in the second half we had one chance, we didn't take it, and we didn't seem to be able to change it. But that's the way Moyes wants to play, then we have to accept it, and we move on to the next game. We shouldn't be deflated coming out of this. That's the thing.
No.
That's one thing I would say is that, like we said, if we play that way on Saturday, we'll win.
Yeah. What about you, Anton? Before we go, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think there's positives to take from the game. I think there's negatives to take from the game. I just didn't want to see a backwards step of a performance, and I don't think we have done that backward step of a performance. I think we've progressively moved forward, and that's what I want to see from West Ham. I'm just a bit annoyed at the fact that the comment came in there about no strikers, no out-and-out strikers on the park, and tonight, for example, would have been a night that would have helped us. But yeah, all round okay, but disappointed, and moving on to Norwich. If we can perform like we did tonight, we'll get the 3 points, and hopefully that will get us closer to safety. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us tonight for our, whatever this was, Matchday Live. Hope you've enjoyed it. Get your comments in below. Make sure you tune in to Nigel on his podcast, More Than Just a Podcast. Good bunch of guys. And then obviously...
Well, they're a good bunch of guys, and then Sean as well.
Yeah.
That's a clip.
I'm kidding, Sean. I'm kidding.
Oh, dear.
Subscribe to the channel.
He's in a jacuzzi, mate. Don't think he's watching this, I'll tell you.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Listen, we are breaking so many records tonight. We're on to 10 viewers. We're on to 10 live viewers. So thanks very much for tuning in. I've been Anton. He's been Nigel. He's been Matt. He's been Stell. Come on, you irons.